It doesn't get much prettier than the fall in Logan, Utah. Jeff Tedford's Fresno State squad, off their first loss, hits the road again. And here come the Aggies of Utah State. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Geico. Fresno State and Utah State, Friday night in the Mountain West. He's former 49ers safety Dante Whitner. I'm Chris Lewis, and these teams are the last two champions of the Mountain West. Fresno State last year, Utah State back in 2021, and both teams feel like they can make another run.
And they both have their sights on the 2023 Mountain West Championship. Fresno State is coming off a tough loss to Wyoming, but they're hoping to get back on track, on their winning track. Utah State has one of the most unique offensive systems in all of college football. They force you to defend every blade of grass vertically and laterally. They depend heavily on the deep ball, and they're going to get the ball downfield.
It's a setup for a great matchup. The question for Fresno State coming into this game was the quarterback spot. Their starter, Mikey Keene, left the Wyoming game in the fourth quarter with an injury. Logan Fife came in as a replacement. He gets the start here tonight. He gets to rely, though, on a great defense.
Yes, and Kevin Coyle's unit is second in the Mountain West behind Air Force in every defensive statistical category. They're built strong up front. They have veteran leadership at the linebacker position, and the secondary is opportunistic with the ball in the air. Tonight is going to be their greatest test of the season, and they must step up and match the intensity of this Utah State offense.
Well, it is Friday the 13th. Dante, I hope you're not too superstitious. Fittingly, the 13th career start for Utah State quarterback Cooper Laga. Senior from Warren, Utah, he has a plethora of weapons to work with.
Yeah, his weapons, they can do it all. They can catch it and go with it deep. But last week versus Colorado State, they stuffed the stat sheets. They have over 18 touchdowns combined, and they consistently get behind the defense for the explosive play.
Those are the weapons for Blake Anderson, who won a Mountain West title his first year back in 2021. Fresno State coach Jeff Tedford, his first trip to Logan since he was a quarterback for Fresno State back in 1981. Utah State won the toss. They elect to defer. Gorgeous fall night in beautiful Logan, Utah. Elliot Nimrod to kick off. Jalen Gill is the returner, underway on a Friday night. Gill points to the heavens as he lets that ball bounce into the end zone. Time for our starting lineup, brought to you by Papa John's. And for Fresno State, the fifth career start for Logan Fife and Dante. Similar situation to which he entered last year in replacement of Jake Haener in the middle of the season. The goal, keep the season afloat. He did just that. The team went 2-2 and then went on to win the Mountain West when Haener returned.
And the goal is to keep this offensive unit afloat, take care of the football, create explosive plays, but not feel like you have to do it all. He has enough playmakers around him to get it done.
He says he's been here before, he can do it again. And he'll start from the 25. Sherrod, the running back, and gets the first carry. Malik Sherrod across the 30-yard line. Solid run on first down for Fresno State and their offense that has a lot of weapons, led by Eric Brooks at receiver.
Yeah, he's small in stature, 5'7", 171 pounds, but he's an overachiever. Coming off an ankle injury, 494 yards early in the season. He'll be one of the top targets for Fife early in this game.
The former walk-on. After a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. Fife to the flat, Sherrod jukes. He's at 35 for the first. He stops shy, continues to bounce, and spins around before he's met by Jaden Francois. So he's about a yard shy of the first.
And Sherrod does a great job of catching the ball with his hands. He has blockers out in front, but Utah State's defense is starting the game early, swarming. Look at the balance from Sherrod, being able to fight and get a few yards there to put his offense in a 3rd and short.
It's interesting, that effort sort of drove him back a yard and a half. So instead of 3rd and 1, it is 3rd and 3. Fife rolls to the right. The redshirt sophomore with a flag down is tripped up.
We're going to have holding on the play. Number 52, Spires, like he was holding on the backside.
One of the things that Fife does add is the mobility to the offense. Our first chance to meet Christian Watson.
Offense, number 75, Tony's decline. 4th down.
That is Braylon Nelson on the hold, the junior from Denver. And with them not picking up the first down, Utah State, of course, declines it. And the defense for Utah State, how about that? A strong start for a team that's had nightmares in the first quarter all season long.
And that's what they wanted to do. Come out, start fast, get a 3 and out. The defense did a really good job of disguising and confusing Fife there and getting off the field.
Carson King, 20th punt of the year upcoming. Micah Davis is the Aggie returner. High kick, plenty of hang time. Davis from just outside the 20. Davis across the 40, he's blasted from behind, but still sets up Utah State. Great field position for their opening drive.
And Davis did what he was supposed to do there, catch the ball, get vertical. One more missed tackle, and we might be celebrating in the end zone. Great field position from the Aggies here.
Tyler Mello was the one to make that tackle. So the starting lineup's brought to you by Papa John's as Cooper Lagat comes on. Began the season as the starter. He was benched in week 3 against Air Force and replaced McKay Hillstead, the true freshman who came on in the UConn game when Hillstead left with a head injury. So it's been a roller coaster at the quarterback spot for the Aggies. First down, they get the flip. Devon Booth along the outside, trips forward to near midfield and gains 6. Utah State likes to play fast on offense. Their offensive line is getting healthier. They've had 9 different starters already this season at different offensive line spots. Second down. Terrell Vaughn gets involved on the tunnel screen, and Vaughn will set up a 3rd and shorts. Catch number 47 of the year for Terrell Vaughn, who had 7 touchdowns. That Fresno State Bulldog defense has the challenge of stopping them. Lavelle Bailey in the lineup, the 5th-year senior, was a game-time decision coming in. The former All-Mountain West honorable mention linebacker. 3rd and short, and Booth is wrapped up. Johnny Hudson Jr. all over that run, which sets up 4th down. 4th down plus territory. Dante, I see the punt unit coming on.
Yeah, we see both defenses having fast starts here. 2 3 and outs, both sides. And Devo Bridges there and Johnny Hudson Jr. Great job of penetrating on the backside, containing the run and not allowing it to get outside. We didn't expect it for it to be a defensive struggle here early, but great job of both defenses getting off the field early.
Yeah, both these, so many playmakers. Ryan Marks, 2nd punt of the year. Stephen Cottonley, the usual Utah State punter, got hurt. He's out for the rest of the year in the game against Colorado State last week. Gorgeous punt. That's down at the 2. Ryan Marks, freshman from Farmington, Utah, showcasing early. Both teams punt on their opening drive, still scoreless in Logan. Keys to the game, Dante Whitner, brought to you by the U.S. Army.
For the Fresno State Bulldogs, they must possess the football. Only 6 plays in the first quarter last week. They have to have 50 combined runs and completions to win this game. And on defense, they can't allow the explosive play. Utah State loves the explosive play downfield. And for the Utah State Aggies, they have to take care of the ball. Lagai cannot put the ball in harm's way, and they have to get to the quarterback. They have to pressure Logan Fife into some turnover.
Dante, can I add an extra key? The start of the game for Utah State, their first quarters have been, hey, it's Friday the 13th, spooky this season. Being outscored 84-10 in the first quarter. This Fresno State drive starting at their own 2. And Sherrod, a big bully back, although he was only listed at 5'8". He runs physically and gains about 3 on first down.
And he has great balance. And you see Anthony Switzer and Ike Larson there combined for the tackle. They are going to be critical that they make plays for this Utah State defense and limiting the big plays from Fresno State.
Logan Fife came into the 4th quarter against Wyoming, threw a touchdown, had a pick. 2nd and 7. Hands it off up the middle, not much room, and then a late flag. Sherrod crawls forward for 2. Check the penalty.
Not really sure what that penalty was. Looked like it was on the interior of the offensive line, like holding.
They're
Holding. Offense, number 75. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
That's the thing, when you're that close to the end zone, a penalty there is only about 2.5 yards. Wasn't a large gain on the ground, so Blake Anderson decides to decline the penalty, setting up a 3rd down for Jeff Tedford's team.
And that was Braylon Nelson, one of their most versatile players. He started 6 games at left guard last year, 5 at right tackle, and he's more consistent than that. He's normally not a guy that picks up those types of penalties.
3rd down, 7 to go. Watson's in the slot, the tight end, to the bottom of your screen. Fife in the end zone, launches, and it's caught on the 30-yard line, and that is Trey Watson. The tight end, a junior from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, picks up the 1st down.
And that's what they talk about when they talk about Trey Watson. He makes critical plays at big moments in the game, and you see it there. Devin Dye is the middle read cover 2 player there, just over pursued a little too much, and Logan Fife found Watson in the soft zone.
Dante, in our conversation with offensive coordinator Pat McCann, specifically mentioned wanting to get Trey Watson more involved. Gets 27 yards on that pitch and catch from the 35. Trying to establish Sherrod early on in this game. He doesn't go down easy. Finally wrestled down at the 40 by MJ Tafisi, part of that Utah State defense that has playmakers in the secondary.
Yes, and he's the 6th leading tackler in the conference, and you can get used to seeing that tonight. The A and B gaps, those internal run gaps, he's a stat stuffer. Look for him to be around the ball all night.
Ike Larson had that huge blocked extra point a couple of weeks back in the Utah State win against UConn. 2nd down, 6 to go. Slant over the middle, and then it's dropped. And they're ruling now incomplete. So Jalen Gill got his hands on it.
3rd down.
But never really established the catch.
That was a great read from Logan Fife. They brought the blitz from the offensive left. He went to where the blitzer displaced from, and Gill just didn't hold on to the ball. Did he take 2 steps there?
It was close.
It looks very close.
I think it was Moss who came up with the football for Fresno State. But they call it incomplete. 3rd and 6. Fife has time, guns it, and caught Magdalena, who had a great game against Wyoming in the loss. 8 catches. Has the 1st down here. He was hit hard by Xavier Steele.
And he's still down on the field. You see it, outside release, come back for the football, catch it with his hands, and then there he just took a hit on the side of the helmet and he gets slammed to the ground by the defender. Hopefully he's okay.
As they check on Magdalena, we'll be back here in Logan. No score so far on a Friday night. Magdalena was hit before the break. The receiver doesn't get much more Fresno State than Delana. Fresno guy. Here's a look at that last hit.
And you see it, he's in the grasp of the outside cornerback still there, and Switzer is flying to the football. You get a better look at it here, and you see the crown of the helmet hits Delana right in the right ear hole, and then he gets dumped on the ground. We're all about player safety. You hate to see that.
Well, Dante, I have to ask, is that a targeting mechanic there?
I think that was a targeting that the referees possibly missed there.
After the 1st down completion, it is 1st down. Throw out in the backfield to Watson. He made a 27-yard catch earlier on in this drive that started at the 2-yard line. Switzer knocks him out of bounds. Pickup of 11.
And now the Bulldogs are going to go hurry up and give Utah State a little bit of their own medicine.
Play action. Fife lasers. Incomplete. Eric Brooks, the intended receiver. It was Devin Dye in coverage. Might have got a tip of it.
And they're playing a single high zone with 4 underneath linebackers. And you see Dye is the curl flat player, has the first player to the flat, but he made Fife put more air under the ball and forced the incompletion.
Early movement on the Utah State line. A flag is down. Free play over the middle. That's Brooks. Fresno State keeps it rolling on this drive. Eric Brooks right down the seam. And again, it looked like it was offsides against Utah State.
And Mikey Fife is doing a great job with the hard count. Offside. And there's Brooks up the seam, beating the man coverage. The Bulldogs are in territory, knocking on the door of a touchdown score.
Brought it right in front of Simeon Harris. And knows where the cameras are. On a drive that started at the 2-yard line. Fresno State now just outside the red zone. 5th start of Logan Fife's career. Fife keeps it. Throws to the flat. Moss is buried. A big hit by Ike Larson.
And he's picking up where he left off last week. The Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week. 7 tackles versus Colorado State and 2 interceptions. And whack, that is a hit, a legal hit. Ike Larson has come to play here early in this game.
College football news, midseason safety of the year candidates. Was though a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. This time it's a give to Sherrod. Gets the outside and is knocked out of bounds. Looks to be a yard shy of the first. Switzer once again making a play defensively for Utah State. Inside the red zone. And tonight's red zone is brought to you by Verizon. See the numbers for Fresno State in the red zone this year. Utah State has allowed 18 touchdowns on opponents getting into the red zone 27 times.
And this is where the Bulldogs have to capitalize down here. I would expect them to keep the ball on the ground here in the red zone.
Fullback run to Elijah Gilliam. That was largely his role last year as a fullback for Jordan Mims. Get the confirmation of a first down.
And you see at the interior of the offensive line getting just enough push, and Gilliam at 216 pounds gets the surge. Bulldogs with the first down, and they're knocking on the door here in the red zone.
The injuries to Sherrod this season, it's Gilliam that leads the team in both rushing attempts and rushing yards. Sherrod's been the feature back though on this drive. 1st and goal. Gets the carry again, dances outside, past the angle, Sherrod shakes. Larson escorts him out of bounds. Another good run as Sherrod has been busy on this opening drive, or this drive here for Fresno State that started at the 2.
And he's one of their most versatile players. When they want to get to the edge, they give the ball to Sherrod, and the Utah State defense looked misaligned there. They had 6 defenders to the left side of the offensive line and only 2 to the right side where Sherrod ran. That's going to be an adjustment that they're going to have to make when they get back to the sideline.
This is the 14th play of the Fresno State drive. Sherrod, open crease, and walks into the end zone. Great blocking by the Fresno State offensive line, and the Bulldogs strike first in Utah.
This Bulldog offensive line came to play. Sherrod was untouched going into the end zone, and this is what Tedford talked about. A fast start, 15-play drive ending with a touchdown. The Bulldogs on the board first.
Swinging gates, at least the initial look with Fife. They'll go back to the extra point traditionally from the swinging gate if they don't like the look that they get. That's indeed what they do here with Dylan Lynch to kick the extra points. So once again, Utah State in a hole. Fresno State trying to bounce back from their first loss of the season last week. 7,220 feet of elevation in Wyoming. Back in elevation, but this time on top. Sherrod up the middle, nobody there, and Fresno State leads.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. For all your insurance needs, it's easy to Geico. By Verizon. Get the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro on us. And by Ram Trucks. Built to serve.
The last 5 Mountain West champions. Utah State won it 2021, and Fresno State, Jeff Tedford, they hoisted the trophy last season. So the last 2 champs of the Mountain West meeting in a crucial early league game. Fresno State gets the scoring started in the first quarter with a Malik Sherrod 5-yard touchdown run.
And offensive coordinator Pat McCann talked about starting fast. Last week, having 2 drops on 3rd down. That was a flawless drive right there for the Bulldogs.
Fresno State had a rare 3-and-out to begin that game. They'd gone 40 drives in a row without a 3-and-out. Maybe a sign of things to come. Well, for Utah State, boy, has it been tough in the first quarter this year. Outscored 84-10 coming into this game in the first quarter. Most points allowed in the FBS in the first quarter. Fewest points scored. So they're doing it wrong on both sides.
And Coach Blake Anderson talked about it. He said they don't know how defenses are going to really match up with their unique offense, and it takes them a little while to adjust.
Lagat adjusts by going deep and over the head of Vaughn. Carlton Johnson was running with him.
And that's a great job of Dean Clark and Carlton Johnson leveraging the football. Dean Clark inside, Johnson outside, and just an overthrow right there from Lagat. That's called a 2-to-1 read, where the outside corner is playing cover 3. If he gets number 2 vertical, he has to play the outside shoulder.
2nd down, 10 to go. Vaughn, inside route, makes the catch and is pushed forward to near the first down. They'll give him the first on a pickup of 10. Langley and Johnson combined the tackle.
And you'll see a lot of that from Terrell Vaughn. A lot of quick throws, slants, bubble screens. And right there, man-on-man coverage. 2 of the best. One of the best defenders from the Bulldogs and the best offensive player from the Aggies.
A flip to Briggs. Briggs is bumped, takes a licking, keeps on ticking. Has the first down. Robert Briggs, 185 pounds, showed all of it there.
And now they're starting to get into a rhythm. You see it, Briggs getting outside. Langley blocked there, picking up the first down, and they're still going quick. They want to test the conditioning of the defense here.
Lagat has to reach for that snap, takes his time on the comeback, rifles it high, intended for Davis. And it's interesting, Dante, you mentioned the word conditioning. Utah State, there's a lot of talk about their slow starts, as we'll take a look at this play first.
Yeah, and they feel like it's because they wear teams down and then they come alive in the second half.
Yes.
And you see it there. The Fresno State Bulldogs converging on the pocket, and I feel like Lagat made the proper read there. It was a blitz man, and he went to where the only one-on-one matchup was.
Another big crease for Briggs, who last week had 19 carries for 80 yards on the ground. That was a career high in carries in the win against Colorado State. Gained 7. 3rd down short. Utah State pedal to the metal. Briggs again, and he's met near the line. He doesn't get it.
And I think he's short. Yeah, he's short of that.
4th down.
You have to think that the Aggies are going to go for it. They're lining up on the ball, hoping to catch the defense unprepared. They're going to go fast again.
Is Lane leading the way, the tight end for Lagat, who has the first down.
I like the call there. Quarterback, direct run game, box count. If they feel like they have numbers up front, they'll go with the quarterback run. Lagat does enough to get the first down.
Lagat fires, caught on a comeback. Jalen Royals, who has been on fire the last 2 games, 325 yards and 5 touchdowns in the last 2 contests. 2nd down. Again, this pedal to the metal, NASCAR type offense. Run up the middle for Briggs. It'll depend on the spot. They'll give him the first.
And defensive coordinator Kevin Coyle talked about what this does to his defense. It limits the amount of plays that he can call. Since they're keeping their offense out there, not substituting, he has to keep his certain defensive package out there to match.
Look how wide those receivers are. We'll talk about why Utah State does that as the game goes on. Lagat, deep ball, Royals! Bingham!
And Royo is the big play threat on this Aggie offense. The guy with the dime dropping it in there. And Royo is going to consistently get behind the defense and beating a zillion. Hamilton there, still a young corner, going up over the top for the game-tying touchdown.
If you're going to put a drive on a resume tape for what Utah State's offense is all about, that's the type of drive that would be on the tape. They're taking a look to confirm whether this is a touchdown. Knee down there, is the ball in?
He had the ball raised over his head, but it looks like from that angle it crossed the goal line. We'd have to see it from the sideline angle to really get a good judge of it.
So a 14-play drive for Fresno State responds. But a 10-play drive for Utah State as Nimrod's extra point goes through. We're tied at 7. Jalen Royals does it again. Touchdown number 8 on the season for the junior from Powder Springs, Georgia. Just the second first quarter touchdown of the season for Utah State to tie it at 7. Dante, what happened?
Well, being that they like to spread you out so wide to the sideline, the safety has to declare where he's aligned in the middle of the field. And you see him here hugging this backside hash. At the top, you'll see Royo one-on-one up here. Look at all of this space and area, and he does a good job of taking an inside release, and it wasn't bad coverage from a zillion. Hamilton there, Lagai just put the ball in a spot where only his guy could go up and bring it down.
I mean, there are jump balls that both Utah State quarterbacks throw, Lagai and Hillstead, to that wide side of the field with the receivers that wide. It's kind of wild how accurate those passes are.
It's very wild, and if you allow an inside release with all of that room on the interior, it's a big chance that you're going to give up a lot of explosive plays.
Gill lets it sail. Sunday, week 6 of the NFL on CBS slate, highlighted by a great matchup in Cincinnati. Seahawks facing Joe Burrow and the Bengals. NFL is on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus. Notable alumni in the NFL, Derek Carr, making it work with the Saints. Had a big win last week. Jordan Love finally getting his shot with the Packers. Of course, the Mountain West producing some excellent NFL quarterbacks. Of course, Josh Allen, front and center.
Yeah, there's some really good players in Devontae Adams with the Las Vegas Raiders. There's some top-tier NFL talent that came out of Fresno State.
A sweep to Jalen Gill on first down for Fresno State. Not much there. Anthony Switzer's been all over the place defensively for Utah State amongst the first there.
He has, and a lot of defensive coordinators around the country will tell you, if you're an interior linebacker pursuing the ball, it's okay to miss sometimes as long as you make the ball carrier stop his feet, cut back inside to the running defense, and then you had Dye on the outside setting the edge and cleaning it up.
Switzer moved from safety to linebacker before the home game against James Madison. Has been comfortable at that linebacker spot ever since. Second down, 9 to go. Fife floats on the money on the in-breaking route, and Gill stays on his feet. Stiff arm to Larson as he's finally brought down at the 44.
And that's a great job of Fife reading the coverage and delivering the ball with accuracy under duress. They went to a man blitz there, meaning the defensive backs are supposed to protect the inside. Gill does a great job of getting inside of the defensive back where there's no defenders in the middle of the defense for the big first down.
His third college stop started at Ohio State, then moved to Boston College. Now here with Fresno State. First down run by Sherrod, stood up for no gain.
And what we're watching from this Bulldog offense is exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to make this Utah State Aggie defense cover laterally, vertically, make them tackle on the open field, and attack them where they're blitzing from. Logan Fife is executing perfectly right now.
I feel like this is the type of game where you really learn how wide a football field is with both of these teams sort of spreading it out.
You're absolutely correct, Chris.
Fife on target. Moss on the comeback, shy of midfield. Dickerson in coverage, and it's third down and medium distance for Fresno State.
And it's one thing that this Aggie defense is going to do is change up their looks. There they showed man pressure and went to a zone. Fife found the soft spot in the zone, but they did a really good job of tackling the ball carrier immediately, not allowing yards after the catch. Now we're going to have a 3rd and 5 here. You can expect some pressure from the Aggies.
They do come with a blitz. Fife has time, fires high, it's incomplete. Off the fingers of Jalen Moss with Devin Dye right near him.
Devin Dye has been involved in a bunch of plays and a lot of contact on the outside. You see it. It's not that much contact. Moss tried to get to the outside, just an overthrow from Fife, but I thought he made the wrong read. That was the same defense where they blitz in the interior, and you have Brooks that was in the slot running wide open over the middle of the defense.
Remember the first start of the season for Fife, a replacement of Mikey Keene, who got hurt in the 4th quarter last week of Fresno State's first and only loss to Wyoming.
Be aware of Ike Larson.
They come with a block attempt. 3 players near King, who gets it off as Davis calls fair catch at about the 7. 1:18 to go in the first. Utah State right in there, 7-7 game, and thanks to the big plays. Look at their big play numbers this year. This is what Blake Anderson wants his offense to be.
And this is why he aligns those wide outs so close to the line of scrimmage to force you into showing your coverage, and they live and die with the big play. When they're executing and the quarterback has accuracy on the deep ball, this offense is nearly unstoppable.
So as they go wide here, look at Davis at the bottom of the screen, how close he is to the sideline. Instead, Lagat rolls out opposite side, low throw. Looking for Vaughn with Maurice Norris Jr., the nickel in coverage.
And we're going to be saying Maurice Norris Jr.'s name a lot. Very active from the slot. They use him as a blitzer. He's very good tackling in space. And they're just trying to get Lagat to the edge of the defense to get some easy throws. Just didn't have the angle there for the slot receiver.
Again, you can see the receivers, not much room between where they're standing and the sidelines. They're pretty much on the teeth of the sideline, and that's where they throw it to Davis on the comeback. Right at the sticks, has the first down.
And they like the suddenness on Davis and being able to put his foot in the ground, come back to the football. And they brought 2 edge pressures right here, and Lagat made the right read again, getting the ball to his 3rd receiver.
Lagat again. Rolls to the left, throws it low. That time Royals dives to catch it. Inside of a minute to go in the first.
And they're getting back up to the line of scrimmage. They want to continue to keep the pressure on the defense. Hopefully kept you sleeping in the secondary.
They spread it out, could also run with Faison, who's hit hard but has first down yardage. Met Dean Clark in the secondary, picks up 8.
And that's one thing that DC Kevin Coyle was worried about, them spreading them out, light boxes, and giving the ball to Faison or one of these 3 dynamic backs.
There's Faison again. He joins Booth and Briggs as that trio of running backs deployed by Blake Anderson.
And DC Kevin Coyle talked to us about it not just being an explosive pass game, but they spread you out to crease you in the running game as well.
Utah State does not need to snap it again in the first. And they'll let it expire. For once, Utah State is not in a hole. Fresno State scored the game's first touchdown. Sherrod looking strong on that 14-play drive. Utah State with a 10-play answer. End of the first, tied at 7. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.
Having friends over for the next game? Just tell Siri. Text Sam. Don't forget the pizza.
Dante, don't forget the pizza. Or maybe that's just Sam right there. He's going to bring the pizza to us. Is that how it's supposed to work?
I hope so. I'm waiting on one. I need a meat lovers.
Okay. Put all the pepperoni, sausage, bacon. What else are you going to put on there?
I want to put crushed pepper.
Okay. Mushroom?
Yeah, maybe a little barbecue sauce.
Oh, barbecue sauce on there, too.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
First quarter, good. Each squad scoring a touchdown. Utah State with the ball starting the second quarter. Screen over the middle from Cooper Lagat is incomplete. So it brings up 3rd down for Utah State and Coach Blake Anderson, whose team begins the second quarter not in a deficit, which has been unlike Utah State this season. They've been trailing after 1 the entire way.
Look like they're coming with an all-out blitz here. The ball has to come out quick.
Actually back off, show blitz, back off, only rush 4, in breaking route Davis, first down, shimmies forward, and dives ahead to the 47-yard line. Micah Davis, a junior from Atlanta.
Very good job of disguising that there. They had me fooled. But one thing that hurts the defense is when you show up in there and they go quick routes on the inside, sometimes you can run underneath it, and sometimes you can overrun it. They overran it there, and Davis did a good job of picking up the first down.
Utah State leads the Mountain West in points per game so far, top 15 in the country. They've used 2 different quarterbacks. McKay Hillstead not playing in this game with an injury, so it's Lagat getting the start, handing it off to Faison, tripped up immediately. Dante, you mentioned we call Maurice Norris Jr.'s name a bunch. Makes the play there.
Yeah, and that's his 5th TFL on the season. And if he doesn't make that tackle right there one-on-one, the ball is going to get outside for an explosive play.
He didn't start playing football until his senior year of high school. Lagat zigzags. He has wheels, runs forward, uses the hezzy to get the first down. Pitter-pattered the steps to slow down Jax to get the angle and pick up the first.
That's an underrated attribute that Lagat has, is being able to get outside the defense and pick up the yards with his legs. Nothing there to the left. They lose contain on the backside, and he hurt him with it.
A sweep to Faison, trying to slice through. Fresno State did not let that happen. A couple of Bulldogs involved in that tackle to bring up second down.
And the Bulldogs are doing a good job of keeping both safeties back, but doing a good job of stopping the run with lighter boxes.
Quick tempo again. Lagat spin move in the pockets. Lagat escape valve right, no sir. Ripped down Langley, and then Hudson Jr. comes on. Third down.
Elusive here and able to escape Lightfoot in the grass, but he wasn't able to escape the rest of the defensive linemen that are converging. Good job of not forcing it into coverage there. But this Bulldog defensive line is starting to apply consistent pressure to Lagat.
They only had 1 pressure last week at Fresno State against Wyoming. Screen with a flag down. Plenty of room for Faison. Faison gallops and scores, but again a flag down near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's going to be coming back for a holding call, but they had the perfect offensive play call called.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Offense, number 54. 50-yard pin for the previous spot. Remain third down.
Excuse me, a personal foul there, but they had the perfect offensive play call. And you see the right tackle here. Just gets his hands up into the face mask of Bridges, but they had the perfect offensive play call. They had an internal blitz with both linebackers blitzing. They snuck Faison out, and that potential touchdown call back.
The officials are discussing the end of the play. That was the first penalty, what was announced, that hands to the face. There was pushing and shoving after Faison got into the end zone. So they need to sort that out before another potential third down. Yeah, Faison got in. I think there was some talking back and forth. And Faison.
It was a second foul in play. After the play, a sportsmanlike conduct, Utah State number 60. That 15-yard penalty is also enforced. It remain third down. That's number 60's first on sportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
They said number 60, which is Wyatt Bowles. So that wasn't even the action that I was talking about. This is Faison here. Oh, you're right. That is the shove. I thought it was Faison, just judging by the look that I had initially there. But no, it was Bowles who came in. So, of course, the big offensive lineman is the one to make sure he protects his teammate.
Yeah, he's trying to protect his teammate, but there you have to be smart. This is a huge game versus a formidable opponent, and you cannot get that penalty there. Usual 3rd and 42 play here would be a draw. Conceding. You want to end this drive with a punt here. You don't want to force it into coverage.
It's 3rd in Salt Lake City. A run up the middle for Booth. Gets the outside. At least makes it interesting. Outside of bounds at the 45-yard line. Still had another 20 yards to go before he was even approaching the first down.
And that's a drive that the Aggies have to be disappointed in. Potentially a touchdown to Faison with a perfectly called play versus a blitz. Gets called back, you get to 3rd and 42, and now you're punting the ball back to the Bulldogs. Has to be very disappointing for the Aggies.
Anderson was disgusted on the sideline. Brian Marks had a great punt in the first quarter, downing Fresno State at 2. This time it's Brooks who calls fair catch. Impressive catch to prevent that one from bouncing. Bulldog football when we return. Tied at 7. This past Tuesday was World Mental Health Day, a very important day for Blake Anderson and Utah State. Over the past year, Anderson has hoped that his family's tragic story could be a call to action for others. Last September, Anderson revealed that his son Kaysen died by suicide. At the age of 21 in February of 2022, Anderson started the Robert Kaysen Anderson Mental Health and Wellness Fund with the aim to provide enhancements to the athletic department's mental health resources. Last week, the Aggies wore green ribbons on their helmet to promote mental health awareness, and this week released powerful testimonials letting people know they are not alone. And he was transparent, Blake Anderson, with the pain that he was having with his team, encouraging them if they're having problems to go seek help. And teammates certainly took him up on that offer. And it's just such an important issue for Blake Anderson, and wants it to be known that mental health matters. And if you need to talk to somebody, there is no shame in doing so. First down pickup for Fresno State. Second play of the drive. A run up the middle from Malik Sherrod. Gains maybe 1. So Fresno State started the year 5-0. Look to be rolling. Ranked number 24 in the country. Suffered their first hiccup a week ago. But first, let's check on Mose Vavao. He's the Bulldog who's down, the starting right guard.
You're accustomed to having him in the offensive lineup, and you'll see it right there. Just gets rolled up on that left knee, and he has 35 consecutive games played. It's been very durable for this Bulldog offensive line, and I just hope that he's okay. It looks like they're checking his lower extremities there.
The captain, Mose Vavao. Mentioned he's played a lot of football, a 3-year starter. He's gotten all conference honors.
And he's also a team captain. He's a leader on this offensive football side. And he's played both left guard and right guard. Very versatile. This would be a tremendous loss for the Bulldog offensive line. That's a great sign.
And walks off. So you have Tyrone Sampson, who is sort of the 6th offensive lineman for Fresno State, who's really one of the longest tenured players on the team, a 6-year senior from Detroit. So we'll see if he's a player that comes in. There he is, Tyrone Sampson. Originally recruited by Jeff Tedford, and Coach Tedford's first stint with Fresno State.
It's always good to have a trusted veteran that can come in and fill up one of those offensive line spots.
Go, the 6-year senior from Detroit. And they're at that center spot. Screen. Gilliam, Tukes, and is knocked back. So it'll be 3rd and long for Fresno State.
That's a great job of game tackling there. Being aware and not flowing too fast with the direction of the play action. Getting his shoulder pad underneath Gilliam's shoulder pad and using force to knock him backwards, setting up a 3rd and long here. Look like the Aggies are going to come with the pressure.
3rd and 8. Fight 10 for 13 passing so far. Looking for another completion. Back shoulder. Moss climbs the ladder and is inbounds. No, check it. That is Josiah Freeman. A couple of inches taller than Moss to make the catch.
It's a good job of sticking outside. Fife putting the ball on his back shoulder so he can swing around, go up and catch it with his hands. And a great job coming down in bounds with the first down there.
Just the 5th catch of the year for Freeman. but followed up by a run for maybe a loss of a half a yard.
And the Bulldogs want to avoid these negative plays on early downs. They take 2-3 yards instead of a negative first down run there. They want to stay ahead of the sticks, put themselves in good position to have second and shorts and third and shorts.
One of the most efficient offenses in college football. Second down and 10. Fife on a slant. Too much for Freeman. Made the jump ball catch on the sideline. Couldn't make it over the middle.
And he got hit at the end of this, and it just sailed away from him. He made the right read. They had 4 offensive players to the right side of the formation, and that was the perfect read, just a little too high there. They're going to set themselves up for a 3rd and long. The Aggies have been bringing pressure on 3rd down. Let's see if they stick with the pressure or if they drop back into coverage.
They bring pressure. And they have a screen well timed, but it is dropped. Moss, if he were to snatch that with his speed, he might be still running.
And that would have been a touchdown. Caught him in a perfect call again. The best play to call versus any type of interior blitz is an outside screen. Watson does a good job of getting the outside corner blocked. And Moss has to be kicking himself because he would have been in the end zone. Coach Teffer can't like that early drop here, similar to last week in the first quarter where they had 2 drops on 3rd down.
I mentioned that Wyoming game in their loss. That was the issue early. Couldn't get rolling. Didn't have much possession because of the drops. King punts. Davis returns. Flag. Davis gallops and chopped down. 21-yard line. Pending the penalty.
Yes, we're going to get a block in the back here. Looked like Devin Dye was blocked in the back. Had an opportunity, was in good position to make the tackle. Or Devin Dye did the blocking in the back, sorry.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Utah State in the 23. That penalty is forced from the style of the foul. First down, Utah State. Timeout on the field.
Defenses settling in after a couple of long touchdown drives. Utah State possession. A fun night in Logan, Utah. Fresno State, Utah State locked up at 7. Cooper Legas, a lot of pressure coming into this game so far. Not so bad.
Yes, and he's taking care of the football first and foremost, making the proper reads, delivering accurate footballs in the soft piece of the zone, and there, putting the ball where only his playmaker can go up and catch it. Early touchdown, Legas. It's looking good here in early going.
Well, Dante, one of the things that Blake Anderson told us in our meeting is that this is a big game for Legas to prove himself. Of course, Hillstead, it's still to be determined what's his timeline to return, but Legas wants that position as the starting quarterback. This is a big moment for him. Booth, first down run, slung forward. They're getting about 3.
Yes, and to revisit that, this is a huge moment for Cooper Legas. Started the season as a starting quarterback, but lost his job because he was reckless with the football. And Coach Anderson said he wants to see him be diligent with the football tonight, take care of it, and not feel like he has to do too much here in the early going. He's taking care of the football, and he's getting into his playmaking.
Yeah, he had a career high, 387 passing yards last week, but Coach Anderson mentioned the mistakes that he made early in the game to put Utah State in a hole. Booth burrows to the 10-yard line, about half the Fresno State defense involved in that tackle, and it's 3rd down.
And they have 8 in the box there. Even though the Aggies are spreading them out sideline to sideline, they're trusting their defensive backs to play man-to-man coverage. You have to be a little careful with that.
See Fale Alo as the center. He's one of the players working his way back from injury. A draw on 3rd down. Legas has the first down and then is planted back. But again, he crossed the 14-yard line, which is what he needed for the first.
And this is a play that Legas is calling at the line of scrimmage. You see only 5 defenders in the box, and they run an internal defensive tackle game. displacing themselves from the internal gaps, and that was an easy first down.
Flag before this first down play.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Mays first down.
Ralph Frias III, one of 9 different players for Utah State to start on the offensive line this season.
Yeah, and that's the transfer from Arizona State. He spent 5 seasons at Arizona State there, pick up the penalty, putting his team in a negative situation. Now they have a 1st and 15 here. Look like they'll keep the ball on the ground.
Fresno State has 8 interceptions this season. The tops in the Mountain West in that category. Could use a turnover here on a run, and for Booth, he's knocked out of bounds by Zillion Hamilton.
And Raymond Scott was also there. He's filling in for Lavelle Bailey. They're so fast on the outside with a Zillion Hamilton and these outside linebackers. It's going to be hard to get to the edge of the defense.
The guy's pressure gets rid of it just in time. Comstock, the safety, was coming on the blitz, but it's an incomplete pass. 3rd and long.
Comstock has an interesting story. He was a walk-on in 2018. He's one of the original transfer recruits. He started on the team as a quarterback and then switched over to safety.
That is one of the fastest times I've seen a team get off a play. There's a flag down. There might have been too many men on the field for Fresno State, which is why
they went so fast.
They went that quickly. Meanwhile, there is a Utah State player who's still on the ground. But first, this penalty.
Illegal substitution. 12 on the field. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Mays 3rd down.
You see up here, I don't know how many guys they have on the field, but there's a bunch of guys hustling on and off, and the Aggies just get up to the line of scrimmage and do what all offenses are taught. You see guys near the line of scrimmage, snap the football.
Teague Anderson, one of the freshmen that's worked his way into a starting offensive line spot, being assisted up. So the revolving door, that pretty much all those spots continue. It's really been a mix and match game to try to get those 5 needed out there. They've all played these different positions, the guards interchangeables with the center spot.
Now they're going to be on their 3rd right tackle. Anderson was replacing Cole Motes as the right tackle, and now they're down to their 3rd right tackle.
Looks like on this play, Calvin Knapp is going to be the right tackle. Former member of the shot put squad. Track and field for Utah State. 3rd down, 10 to go. Brock Lane, the tight end, in motion. Laga play action. Steps up, tries to run, nowhere to go. Fresno State defensively, Devo Bridges keeping contained for Phoenix Jackson to come in to make the final play.
It's such a beautiful thing when you have coverage that marries the pressure up front. And that coverage right there is just man underneath. The defensive backs are supposed to let the receivers get in front of them because they have 2 deep safeties playing high and wide. The defensive line did a good job of disengaging and getting the quarterback on the ground there. They were light in the box.
Mark swings his leg. Brooks has a crease. Brooks toppled at the 45. Plus territory for Fresno State to begin this drive. So Logan Fife in the Fresno State offense. Best starting field position so far. Scored a touchdown in the first quarter on a 14-play drive that started from the 2. Meanwhile, Ike Larson trying to make another play defensively for Utah State as we take a look at the player profile brought to you by Mass General Brigham. Larson, doesn't matter whether it's defense or special teams, he seemingly always makes an impact. Just a sophomore. It's on a college football news midseason safety of the year list. 5 dangerous in the traffic on the screen, but it was Larson all over that one. So right on cue, we talk about him in the player profile, and Larson hears us.
And he does a good job of all levels of the defense. Great job of getting to the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped, sneaking up on Fife and forcing that incompletion there. And when you think about Larson, he was the 7th ranked nationally DB last year in 2022, and he's having another great year this year.
Fife gives, Sherrod runs. He has the first down past the 35-yard line. Jaden Francois makes the tackle, so Sherrod certainly been the feature back for Fresno State in the first half.
Yes, he has been a feature back, and if you're not where you're supposed to be in your gaps and setting the edge, Sherrod's going to hurt you. He does a good job of getting vertical there and picking up the first down.
Early movement at the line. Do not see a flag down. Fife goes deep anyway, and it's incomplete. Onyanwu in coverage. Step for step. And it's second down.
Onyanwu, the graduate senior there, does a great job of being in phase. In phase means you're in front of the wide receiver. As the ball arrives, you can look back. Great job of using the sideline as an extra defender.
Michael Onyanwu. He's playing through a hand injury as the injuries for both these teams piling up in the middle of the year. Fife, a little touch pass to Jake Boust, second tight end, barrels through a couple of tackles. What a powerful run after the catch by the fifth-year senior Jake Boust. Third and short.
And that's what you like on third down. You get the defense to pinch inside, get the ball to the edge, and allow the tight end to pick up yards after the catch, delivering a physical blow there. This is when the Bulldogs offense is at maximum.
3rd and 1. Up the middle, and a first down. That pile goes forward for Sherrod. Pat McCann saying back healthy. In and out of the lineup throughout the first few weeks of the year.
And they're doing exactly what they wanted to do on the offensive side of the ball. They wanted to possess it. They wanted long drives. They wanted to continue to move the sticks and wear down this Aggie defense, allowing their defense to get some rest on the sideline because of how fast Utah State gets up to the line of scrimmage and operates.
This will be the 6th play of the drive. Handoff to Sherrod. Just makes a habit out of falling forward. Bo Miley steps over him. He was the one who made the tackle.
And offensive coordinator Pat McCann talked about it. He said, we're okay with the 2- and 3-yard runs. It's just the negative runs. It's the plays where we get stopped at the line of scrimmage. But there, 2 yards in a cloud of dust, another run for 3 yards or a completion. Now you're sitting with a 3rd and short. That's what they like for their offense.
Saw Pat McCann upstairs. He's right next to us, by the way. A little extra face time. Second down. Sherrod, not much of a hole, but he somehow slithers through it anyway. Like a snake. Malik Sherrod picks up 3 when there wasn't 3 there.
Have another player down.
It looks like Seni Tuiaki. It was October last year where he suffered a season-ending injury against UNLV. Seni Tuiaki to the medical tent, the sophomore out of Salt Lake City. Catch the Aggies back in action next Saturday as they take on the San Jose State Spartans. Kickoff begins 7 Eastern here on CBS Sports Network. The last 2 Mountain West champions here in Logan, Utah, as we take a look at the eye on the Mountain West. UNLV offense rolling. Mariota doing a great job there. Boise State, speaking of keeping it rolling, they've never lost to Colorado State. That Wyoming Air Force game, though, on CBS Sports Network. Tomorrow is a game to circle for control of the Mountain West. Throw to the near side. Brooks has the first down from Logan Fife inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Fresno State.
And Brooks, his quickness is an issue. When you're playing against man-to-man coverage, you see him hiding right there behind Gill, not allowing the defender to get up and get his hands on him, catching the football and getting the easy first down there. That's very difficult to stop when you have a guy that's as quick as Brooks is out of the break.
This time it's MJ Tafisi who's slow to get up. Tuiaki on the last play, and now Tafisi.
And that's their leading tackler. Hopefully he's okay. He's a huge part of this defense and what they want to accomplish against this Fresno State run game.
Yeah, he's had a couple of season-ending injuries in his career. One at Washington, then one here at Utah State. So first and goal, Logan Fife getting the start in relief of Mikey Keene, who was out with an injury, suffered against Wyoming last week. First and goal, Fife on the draw, and is sandwiched. Hale Motuapuaka, first one there.
And that's a staple in the Bulldogs offense there. The quarterback run game, nothing open on the outside. Fife has the option to throw it out there or pull it down and take it himself. The Aggie defense was geared up and ready for the quarterback run game there. You see the nice dance.
The fire knife dancer, Hale Motuapuaka. World champ 3 times. Showing off some of those moves. Second and goal. Fife floats out of the reach of Trey Watson. Devin Dye was in coverage.
When you want to speed up the quarterback's process, you go with an all-out blitz. Watson did a good job of getting to the outside leverage of Dye there, but Fife couldn't deliver an accurate ball because he was sped up his process with defenders in his face. This is a huge third and goal here.
DMX. Third and goal. Logan Fife steps up. Logan throws the touchdown. Trey Watson wide open, and Fresno State back on top.
The initial coverage for the Aggies was great. Nobody open to the left side of the offense. Fife does a good job of maneuvering, stepping up, and finding Watson as he crosses the goal line. That play was made right there from Logan Fife. The Bulldogs go up a score.
So fittingly, the player making his first start of the season in Logan, Utah. His name is Logan. Throws his second touchdown this season. Extra point, Dylan Lynch in Fresno State. 14-7.
Improvising in the red zone. Fife on fire.
Logan Fife on the phone. It's much better to be on the phone after throwing a touchdown pass, right, Dante?
And any defense, when the quarterback starts to scramble, can be distorted. And here, this is on the underneath coverage. They're playing a zone coverage, and these guys are supposed to pass the underneath coverage here. And you'll see as the play continues, they initially do a good job of taking their matches. Now they're supposed to pass it. He's supposed to lock on to Watson. He steps up and gets influenced by Fife. Easy throw for the touchdown there to Watson.
With numbers like that, you'd think there may be a little bigger of a smile on the face there, but nah, he's still locked in. It's game mode.
Yeah, not until there's 3 zeros on the clock can you show a smile on the sideline being the starting quarterback. But I tell you what, he's locked in. He's not throwing the ball to the defense. He's accurate. He's moving around and going to some off-schedule plays, and Coach Tedford has to like what he's seeing from his backup quarterback tonight.
Last year, it was in relief of Jake Hayner. This year, with Mikey Keene injured. 25-yard line for Utah State. Coming up next on the Verizon Halftime Report, Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Christian Fourier, Cardale Jones. They'll break down this game, get you caught up on the other action around the country. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Reports. Mixing in more Ohio State flavor there with Cardale Jones.
A lot of Ohio State flavor. Cardale Jones is there, and I see he alternates with Beanie Wells. Beanie Wells, those guys speak very well, man. They know the game.
Former Ohio State defensive back Dante Whitner. My name is Chris Lewis. 1st and 10 for Utah State. They throw the screen to the dynamic Jalen Royals, who picks up the first down by dancing forward to the 36.
That's a staple in their offense, getting the ball out quick, allowing the playmakers to make plays, picking up the easy first down.
Fast tempo of the offense for Utah State. Laga, long way, complete. Ball stands at just 5'7" and is hit hard and gains 9. Phoenix Jackson on the stop.
And because they're so worried about Micah Davis taking their top off the defense, they have a safety underneath, and he just found a soft spot right there in the zone.
Snap it with 2 minutes. Laga didn't find anyone he liked, and it gets wrapped up for a sack, a loss of a yard, setting up 3rd down. So 3rd down and short. Jacob Holmes, one of the reserve defensive linemen for Fresno State.
Will take their first charge, timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
That's an interesting one. Timeout when a 3rd and short by Fresno State. We'll be back in 30. So after that Fresno State sack, Jeff Tedford called timeout for Fresno State before a 3rd and short for Utah State. He wants to have time on the back end if they don't pick this up. But if they do, you save Utah State a little bit more time.
He also wants to make sure they're in the proper defensive alignment to get this stop here.
Briggs, collision, depends on the spots.
Look like he has it.
Haven't seen a signal yet. That first down marker sits at the 46, and to me, he's short of the 46.
Please reset the game clock to 1:33. 1:33.
Take another look at that. Yeah, like he had to get to the 46. Yeah, just a little short of the 46-yard line there. Great job of converging on the middle of the defense.
So that's where that timeout for Fresno State beneficial. Now, if the measurement confirms that it is short. Then yes.
Short.
Now, if you're Utah State, you have any thought in trying to get those couple of chain links?
No. I will punt the football here. You're down 1 score. 1 minute, 33 seconds remaining. Your defense has played pretty well. You've only given up 2 scores. I would punt the ball here.
The bluntness of that no. That was great. But guess what? Laga in the gun. But they wiped this play off with a whistle from the sideline before this 4th down snap.
Fresno State will take their second charge, timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
So now more time for Blake Anderson to consider what he wants to do here on this 4th and a couple of inches. This is a very fascinating spot here with 93 seconds left, the ball right around midfield, where both teams feel like they want to have that score before the half in a 7-point game. Feels like a really big moment.
It does, but we're not playing an NCAA video game here, and they're actually trying to win the game. So if you don't get it here, this is going to be a question mark later in the game if you don't win the game. And even with that last play there, I'm not a real fan of it being 4th and inches and you're in the shotgun. It just gives the defense too many opportunities to penetrate and get a TFL. Be on the lookout for the quarterback keeping the ball here, faking it to the running back, keeping it with the quarterback direct run.
It is Briggs, the running back. They'll throw. Lane on the flat. First down, Utah State. Plus territory. Flag down near the end of the play.
And they're going to call it. It was a pick from the slot receiver, allowing the tight end to get open. Brock Lane. Looks like they're going to call that one back.
Now, what if it's that close to the line of scrimmage? Like, that's one of the things that they can be discussing here. It's within 3 yards.
If it's on the line of scrimmage within 3 yards, you can get a pick and allow for a player to come free. That's what they're going to try to figure out here.
There is no foul. For offensive pass interference, it was ruled the ball was first touched at or behind the line of scrimmage. Play resulted in a first down for Utah State.
Great job of great execution there. You see it. Vaughn, right on the line of scrimmage, picking the inside safety and allowing Brock Lane to catch the ball and pick up yards after the catch, picking up the big first down on 4th down.
Well, Nante, you said no, you would not go for it. Utah State did. It works out. Laga, opposite side, wide open Briggs out of the backfield. The running back shoots inside the 15. Krishawn Gordon knocks him out.
When you have backside defenders, you have to be alert and aware and disciplined. But there's a flag.
Unnecessary roughness hitting a defensive player. Utah State, number 62.
Wow.
The 50-yard penalty forcing the previous spot and remain first down.
Aloha Li'i Maui committing the penalty to the dismay of Blake Anderson.
And that's a tough pill to swallow there. Erases an explosive play off the board, and that was a design throwback. Half roll to the right side of the field, slipping Biggs out of the back side of the defense. And that's just a tough pill to swallow there, Blake Anderson.
That's the end of the play. By the way, the second huge play wiped away from Utah State by a penalty. So 1st and 25, go to the ground. Briggs, not much there. 1:10 left. Fresno State was with 1 timeout. Utah State is 3, and the Aggies use 1 here. But just a couple of plays wiped
Utah
away.
State will take the first charge time on the half. 30 seconds.
Coincidentally, both plays made by running backs. Faison had a touchdown on a screen. That was taken away, and then Briggs on the throwback wiped off the board. Let's take a look at where that was. The unnecessary roughness, 62, right in the middle of the screen. Or the right of the screen, middle of the U.
It was right there.
Yep.
And it was unnecessary. The ball was already released. And you basically hit the defender in the back, erasing the explosive play off the board. And that's what Coach Anderson talks about when he talks about discipline. When you're playing an opponent as good as the Fresno State Bulldogs, you can't beat them and yourself at the same time. Critical plays and critical moments usually is the difference in these big games.
See right there, already near their season average in penalty yards. And it's not just yards, it's when they've come, taking away some big plays. 2nd and long, Laga tries to fit it into Royals. It does! Royals stays up and shows off his 4-3 wheels. Incredible effort for Royals. His 2nd touchdown tonight.
And truth be told, Laga shouldn't have thrown the ball there. That coverage is supposed to take away the outside fade. He fits the ball in. Dean Clark misses the tackle. And he's dancing in the end zone. This is what happens when you don't get a reroute from the corner on the outside. He's just trailing. Big touchdown from the Aggies before half.
A 52-yard connection with a minute to go in the first half. Extra point by Elliott Nimrod. How about Jalen Royals? That is now 7 touchdowns over his last 3 games.
And the offensive line, great protection, quick throw, and then a missed tackle there. Royals is having a big night here in the first half. That's a tackle that you can't miss if you're Clark. You're the last line of defense. It's something that they're going to have to clean up in the second half. The Aggies are starting to get their feet wet when it comes to explosive plays in the passing game.
Dante, these numbers seem fake for Jalen Royals. Over his last 10 quarters, Jalen Royals has 427 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's nuts.
In this unique offensive system, they force a lot of one-on-ones on the outside. and they have the speed, the ability to beat any corner in the country. Royals is putting on a show here tonight.
Does leave time for Fresno State to do the same. With Gill on the return. Gill through the initial rush. And Jalen Gill to the 40-yard line. We mentioned these games here in Logan turn into an Arena League football type of feel, and we're getting that here.
It's like a boxing match. The Aggies throw their best shot. Here comes the Bulldogs. One tackle away from possibly a touchdown there from Gill, the Ohio State and Boston College transfer.
Fresno State hasn't had a kick return for a touchdown since A.J. Jefferson in 2008. We're a missed tackle away from getting that. Target line, about the 35-yard line here in altitude for Dylan Lynch. See if Logan Fife can get him there. Fife, corralled, brought down. Paul Fitzgerald from Idaho Falls.
And that's another great job of where the defensive line and the secondary is married. You'll see all of these guys in the back end maneuver and move to a different location after the ball is snapped, allowing the defensive line to crush the pocket, getting Fife on the ground. Look like they're going to just be content with taking it to halftime. A tie ball game.
That sack looks like it's enough for Jeff Tedford. We'll tell Fife to take a knee and get it to halftime. Fireworks on Friday the 13th.
Lots of excitement. It's setting up for a great second half.
Each team 2 touchdowns, all locked up after 30 minutes. After the break, it's Brent Stover and the rest of the group in New York. Fun one in Logan. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network. Presented by Geico. Getting ready to start the second half in the Cache Valley, Logan, Utah. 14-all, Fresno State, Utah State, with former safety Dante Whitner. Chris Lewis here. These teams traded 4 touchdowns. Sets up for a great second half.
And they did it in different manners. The Fresno State Bulldogs methodically moved down the field and punched it into the end zone. Utah State, they relied on the big play, both to Royals from Leah.
Logan Fife for Fresno State. Getting the arm loose early in this game.
Yeah, and right there finding Brooks in the middle of the defense and then improvising in the red zone. Easy touchdown to Watson. And then here, the ball placement is everything for me. Royal going up and then fitting the ball in between the safety and the corner in cover 2. A ball that he wasn't supposed to throw. Royal's second touchdown on the evening.
Now, technically, both of those players are backup quarterbacks, so let's take a look at the Liberty Mutual Insurance game summary. And those guys have provided great insurance for the starters. Tied at 14. Fife in replacement of Mikey Keene. Left the Wyoming game with an injury, and McKinney Hillstead left the UConn game a couple of weeks back with an injury. It's been Cooper Lagat for Utah State ever since. Utah State possession to begin as they won the toss, elected to defer. How about the game of Jalen Royals? How about the last 3 weeks of Jalen Royals? He's really exploded for Utah State.
Absolutely ridiculous. Over 430 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns, and he still has a second half here to go tonight.
Those numbers in 10 quarters seems unreal. Cooper Lagat from the 25. Booth on the handoff. Devo Bridges topples him. Not much on first down.
That was a long handoff with Lagat trying to read the defensive ends there. They're getting up again to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up.
And with their quick pace, Lagat, pump fakes, takes off, zigzags, and falls forward for the first down.
He ran about 30 yards to gain about 9.
And now what Blake Anderson wants to see. If it's not there, the outside corner was ready to jump the route, pulled it back in, used his legs, and picked up the first down, not forcing the ball into coverage.
All you were missing there is the Pac-Man sound effects. Micah Davis on the screen. Davis, part of this track team unit of receivers, where everybody runs at least a 4.4 for Utah State. Gains 12 and another fresh set of downs for the Aggies.
And for the Aggies offense, this is a running back run for them. Getting the ball on the outside, low risk, and allowing the playmakers to make the plays.
Laga, play action, lane in the seam, tight end, slips through a tackle, maneuvers for another, stumbles towards the 25. Deion Clark was the one to knock him down.
And the play action RPO game is another staple in their offense, sucking up the linebackers and just throwing the easy seam ball in there. Lane has had a big game tonight.
Laga on the outside, slips through one, and he is driven down, almost pretzeled down by the 25-yard line. Well, he looks no worse for the wear.
Again, using his legs to get outside the defense, not taking a negative play there or a sack. And even though he only picked up 1 yard, that's better than a -3, -4 with a sack. Up to the line of scrimmage here. Look like they have a light box. Could get a quarterback run.
Laga steps up, tries to run, but there's nowhere to go. Jacob Holmes knocks him down. Holmes making some plays for Fresno State, little used linebacker.
Yes, crushing the inside interior of the offensive line. And that was supposed to be a quarterback run there. Just a little indecision from Lagai. Puts him in a 3rd and 12 here. Expect the Fresno State Bulldogs to bring pressure and play man coverage on the outside.
Utah State has never led. Teams have traded touchdowns. Fresno State scoring first. Low snap, Laga off the ground, throws it. Vaughn, who is low to the ground at the 20-yard line, shorts. Steven Comstock combined with Malachi Langley, so it's 4th down and decision time for Coach Blake Anderson.
It looks like they're going to get up to the line of scrimmage and go for it. Why not? Tie game in your own territory.
Whistles and waiting for an
The ruling
explanation.
of a catch is under further review.
So they'll take a look to see whether his knee was down upon catching the ball, which of course will depend on those extra couple of yards after the catch. And also looking to see if the ball bounced.
It's very difficult to tell from that angle there. Maybe we need to slow it down a little more. Vaughn in the slot. Looked like he got his hands under the ball. The knee wasn't on the ground. Looked like the play is going to stand.
And you can tell as we take another look at this. Again, you called it, Dante, hands underneath the ball. It doesn't look like his knee is down. So from what you see, this play should stand. But Utah State, one of their weapons is pace, tempo. On that 4th down, they wanted to go quick on 4th down to try to take advantage of a personnel group or just the exhaustion of the defense. Now that Fresno State's had a beat to catch their breath, does that change the decision-making process?
I don't know if it'll change the decision with Blake Anderson going for it here on 4th down. I think that they like the way that the offense is flowing right now and feel very confident about picking this 1st down up. But it also gives the Fresno State Bulldogs a chance to look at the personnel, look at the formation, and try to draw up the best defense.
The ruling on the field
for this
stands.
down.
4th down.
So you called it, it stands, 4th down.
And they are going to bring in the kicker. They're going to go for the 3.
It's funny how that changes the deck. The fact that they stopped play. So Elliot Nimrod, 37-yard attempt. Missed 2 this year. Last week he missed from 41. The holder is Ryan Marks, who's new to the role with Stephen Kotzenlee The usual punter and holder getting injured last game against Colorado State, so be on the lookout for the hold here. Jacob Garcia is a long snapper. .37-yard attempt, clean snap, good hold, and good kick. Utah State has their first lead of the night on a gorgeous fall night in Logan, Utah.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Papa John's. Try the new garlic epic stuffed crust pizza today. By Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Mass General Brigham.
The long history of Jeff Tedford working with some top quarterbacks. Of course, Aaron Rodgers, perhaps the most noteworthy of the bunch, the time they spent together at Cal. So he knows how to get the best out of quarterbacks. And today the challenge is getting the best out of a backup quarterback. Mikey Keene injured in the fourth quarter in the game against Wyoming last week. Fresno State's loss. Logan Fife finished that out for the second straight year. It is Fife who has to sort of navigate the middle part of the year. Last year was Jake Hayner getting hurt. Nimrod, this onside kick-like bounce that Fresno State recovers. So some trickery from Blake Anderson and company with Nimrod's kick.
Yeah, they tried to come out and try to hit one of those frontline defenders, hoping the ball ricochets back to the Aggies. Good job of being alert there for the Bulldogs and just jumping on the football. Great field position here.
Jake Tarwater down there for Fresno State, saves it. So Bulldog possession, they get it in good field position too, so not too far from Logan Fife to get in a position to potentially tie it or go in front with a touchdown. See him wiping his hand on the turf before the start of a drive from the 43. Fife keeps it up the middle and keeps the legs moving. Still behind midfield, Anthony Switzer makes the Utah State tackle, who had a strong start to the game for Utah State.
They talked about Fife being an even better runner and utilizer of his legs than Mikey Keene. And right there, he was able to pick up 5 yards on first down, keeping them on schedule.
And off, Sherrod cuts it up the field. It's about a yard shy of the first. Avante Dickerson, the cornerback, on the stop.
And that's textbook. That's called crack replace. His receiver blocks down on a linebacker. He replaces that linebacker, comes to balance, and makes the great tackle on the edge of the defense. You got a 3rd and 2 here. You have to be expecting man coverage if you're the Fresno State Bulldogs.
From the plus 49, Sherrod, first down, and then runs right into the back of Tafisi.
First down.
Switzer also with the hit there, the junior from Arkansas. Arkansas State transfer, played a year, actually a couple with Blake Anderson at Arkansas State.
When you see Sherrod picking up the first down there, he's only 5'8", 173 pounds, but when it comes to those inside runs and tough yards, he runs with a physicality.
He's tough to bring down, so why not keep feeding him? Malik Sherrod bounces off the tackles like a bowling ball, keeps on going. Sherrod down the sideline and dives. Touchdown, Fresno State, 46 yards. Sherrod is a tank.
And that's how you take a licking and keep on ticking. Let's listen to this. Boom! You see Devin die. You must rap, young man. Sherrod bounces off the tackle, gets to the sideline, and into the touchdown for the explosive play. He's not the biggest back, but he's tough.
He just looks big when he runs, just because he's not afraid of contact. He runs like somebody who's maybe 2 inches taller and 20 pounds heavier.
He does. Sometimes it's not the biggest player out there. It's all about your heart. And that was an extraordinary run there, physical, finishing it in the end zone.
I think he's back to being healthy. Malik Sherrod, Oxnard, California. Fresno State back on
The
top.
ruling of a runner staying in bounds is under further review.
Pending the review.
Take another look at it on the sideline there. That left foot, right foot. Oh, right foot could have went out. I guess we have to see another angle from this side. Left is in, right is in.
How about that next left?
Let's see the next left in.
How about the next right?
Right
That's
in.
good.
He's in for the touchdown. Touchdown Bulldogs. Extraordinary run from Sherrod on the outside. Great balance. It's one of their most versatile offensive players. Returner, catch it out of the backfield.
Ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown Fresno State.
The speed when he gets to the edge, and Coach Tedford loves to see it.
My favorite part of a review touchdown is that the player can celebrate twice.
Yep. And they worked on that right there all week long. 007, back-to-back.
And a 72-yard touchdown to Sherrod against Nevada, so that wasn't a season long. But still impressive to give his team a 4-point lead after the extra points. Malik Sherrod can't bring him down with just one, and then shows off the speed. Malik Sherrod still talking with his teammates about, hey, did you see how I made them miss? Touchdown gives Fresno State the lead.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that long touchdown run, and Tafisi right here is the culprit. Whenever you have one back in the backfield, every defender has one gap. One back, one gap, and when they bring this tight end back to that side of the ball, Tafisi must travel with the tight end and fit on the inside shoulder right there. He goes backside. The Sherrod gets up to the safeties. Dye doesn't wrap on the tackle, and he's dancing in the end zone.
Superman dive too. So Tafisi could not make the play. Sherrod does. First career game, 2 rushing touchdowns. Jordan Mims featured back for Fresno State. Some big shoes to fill. Terrell Vaughn will take this one. Vaughn blasted 25. Same spot if he would have called fair catch. Tomorrow, an SEC on CBS doubleheader begins at noon Eastern with #1 Georgia taking on Vanderbilt. Then that regular 3:30 slot, Texas A&M on the road against 19th ranked Tennessee. Tomorrow, the SEC is on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus as we take a look at the AP Top 10 powered by Ram Trucks. Georgia right there at the top. Cooper Laga back to work. Second time we've seen the spin. Throws it dangerously over the middle. It's incomplete. And then a late flag back by Laga.
Look like they're going to get jacks for the personal foul. Late hit on the quarterback there.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Personal foul, necessary roughness, defense number 97. 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
And that's just unfortunate. Jax is one of 4 true freshman defensive linemen to see time last year, and the ball was already out, and you see it there, just pulling the leg, dropping them to the ground. You just can't have those penalties in big games like this.
Just a second penalty for Fresno State. They had 8 a week ago. Faison gets the perimeter, drilled back shy of midfield. It's still a good run on first down for Utah State. Dean Clark makes the tackle.
Dean Clark with a good form tackle there. But the backs are still able to get out to the edge of the defense. They have to set and contain better.
Faison needed midfield. He has the first down. So these receivers that are so spread out, Dante, we talk a lot about the passing game, but how does that affect the running game?
Well, it forces you to show your hand as a defense. And if you don't have enough guys in the box and they're spreading down, covering the receivers on the outside, they'll go to a direct quarterback running game where they'll give it to one of these shifty, explosive backs to try to crease you vertically.
Faison is explosive and has another first down on the ground.
And Faison looks like he's gliding when he has the ball in his hands. And you can see it there, 62 and 87, pulling to the left side of the offensive line. And once he sees the opening on the outside, he explodes, first down.
Junior out of Pottstown, Pennsylvania. It's been his drive. Lagat play action, looking for Vaughn. Deep ball near side, but it completes.
And that's a great job from Clark there, not biting on the double move. And once he was downfield, not interfering with the receiver, panicking with the ball in the air, even though Lagat's pass was far out of bounds. It's great coverage from Dean Clark in the back end.
Now, Fresno State defensively, that's what's really driven their success early in the season. On pace for their best run defense, yardage defense since 1992. They make a play here. Second down. Faison jukes into the pile. Tries to move it forward towards the 35. They'll say the 36. Malachi Langley gets credit for the stop.
Malachi Langley is that trusty, wily old vet at the linebacker position. He didn't over-pursue there. Stayed backside for the cutback and made a great form tackle. 3rd and long here.
Third and 9. Some of the linebackers pinching towards the line of scrimmage.
Watch the crossing route from the bottom of the screen from Royal if they play man coverage.
There's the blitz. And they run it into the blitz with Faison. Can't break through it. And now it's 4th down. Again, decision time. You're inside the 35-yard line.
And I'm okay with them running the ball right there if they've already predetermined that they're going to go for it on 4th down. Here they come back with the same formation. Look for Royal to run a crossing route, try to run away from the leverage of the defensive back at the bottom of the screen.
The receivers are as close to the line of scrimmage as you'll see for Utah State on this 4th down. Lagat flicks the wrist, goes with a wheel route, but over the head of Faison. He wanted a flag, none thrown. It's a turnover on downs.
And that's great coverage. That's a great job of reading the formation and the personnel and understanding what was coming. They wanted to go to Royal underneath. They tried to go to Faison over the top, overthrown. Bulldogs off the field on 3rd down. Now let's take a look at that last 4th down stop, and the personnel in the formation tells the defense everything here. You have man coverage across the board. All of these defensive backs at the top and the defensive back at the bottom, and they're trying to target Malachi Langley there. Malachi Langley does a good job of clearing over the top of the bunch routes, playing the wheel route from Faison brilliantly and off the field on 4th down. That's what awareness does. That's what all the practice and preparation does. You get on the field, you implement it, you execute, and you get off the field on 4th.
So Kevin Coyle's defense, you mentioned how excellent it has been in the early season, makes a big stop on 4th. Logan Fife across the body, that's dangerous. He had 6 interceptions last year to just 2 touchdowns. Filling in relief for Jake Haener. Hasn't made the big mistake in this one.
And that was almost his first mistake of the game there. He had him open initially. He clutched the ball. Devin Dye put his foot in the ground and drove on the ball. He's lucky that that ball came up shorter. It could have been running back the other way. Here comes the blitz from the top of the screen. Showed him a little too early.
Doesn't blitz after showing it early. Sherrod tiptoes ahead, gets to the 38-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down. Paul Fitzgerald makes the tackle.
And that was a great job from the Aggies defense, showing blitz early. Once the Bulldogs picked it up and they were checking to the alternate play, they checked out of the defense as well. That's the chess match that goes on in between the lines. 3rd and 6 here. Are they going to play man coverage or zone? Looks like they're in zone alignments.
Excellent 8 for 11 on 3rd downs. Blitz for Utah State. Switzer jumps. They try to time it to bat it. Fife keeps it with his wheels, dives forward, and he should have the 1st down.
How about Switzer coming in leaping?
The rolling on the field's a first down.
Very athletic from Switzer leaping, but there he opened up the inside lane and allowed Fife to step up and run vertically. Sometimes it's just best that you create a collision instead of trying to jump over the running back there, but Fife being alert, picking up the first down with his legs.
9 conversions on 3rd down. Fife off the back foot, but gets it in stride to Brooks. To the 30-yard line with Devin Dye nearby, but that's a connection from Fife to Brooks.
That's a long developing route. You see Fife start to retreat. The offensive line, great protection, dropping the ball in on the sideline right there to Eric Brooks. Very accurate throw, stepping away from the line of scrimmage for Fife.
3rd catch for Brooks. Fife again, and as he throws, it's a floater that is nearly picked, but hits the turf. Spires provided the pressure to Vesey, trying to dive for the interception.
That was one of the keys to the game, consistent pressure on Fife. And when you get consistent pressure, you cause tips and overthrows. Tafisi almost had it just over the outreach hands.
Whistles before 2nd down. Here's Christian Watson. And now there's a conversation by Blake Anderson on the near sideline.
Ruling that the quarterback threw the ball forward and now fumbled is under further review.
Okay, so whether it was an empty hand as that ball was going forward, we'll see.
It's hard to tell from that angle. But I would think if his arm is going forward and the defender is coming towards him, that would be an incomplete pass. Let's take a look at this angle. It's hard to tell from that angle as well. This is a better one.
Yeah, that looks like a throw.
Looked like a throw. Incomplete pass there.
Of course, the other key element to that play is a clear recovery, which Dickerson
Ruling of
had.
incomplete pass is affirmed. 2nd down.
But it doesn't matter if it's not a fumble, and indeed, incomplete pass. If anything, the Utah State defense can catch their breath. Fresno State trying to make it a 2-possession lead. The defending Mountain West champion Bulldogs against the team that won it 2 seasons back, Utah State. It's Eric Brooks in the slot to the near side.
Watch the spin out. Quarterback run out, roll out to the right.
Sherrod, flag, changes directions and meets Tafisi. Tafisi had 11 tackles in the first half for Utah State. This time, we'll see what the penalty is.
They're like holding on the end of the line of scrimmage. Maybe Trey Watson, 84, the tight end. Usually when you see Laundry in the middle of the offensive line and a cutback.
Holding. Defense. Number 45.
Oh, and the defense.
Penalty. An automatic first down.
You can hear the shock and awe from both the crowd and from you, Dante.
Left in right here. You see it trying to go in. I don't know
right
if
there.
I see.
That right hand was tugging. Interesting formation here. Got 2 running backs to the left of Fife and the tight end to the right in Watson. Now Watson goes to his traditional tight end spot, but Sherrod is in that wing position. Backwards pass. Gill will throw for Watson. Over the shoulder catch as he's drilled. Trickeration on Friday the 13th. Good luck for Fresno State.
And truth be told, that might be the best throw of the night. Dropped it right in the bread basket, and he caught it. Did he control it through the ground? Let's take a look at it there. Larson coming in with a big hit. It looks like he controlled it. Gill drops the ball in the back of the end zone. Just a beautiful throw.
How about all the deception that play had, from the initial formation to then having almost like a wing type of formation after the motion, to the backwards pass to Gill, to the over-the-shoulder catch by Watson. That play had so many elements to it. High snap, handled well by Carson King, and the extra point is through. Actually, Fife was the holder there. Trick play. Getting it to Gill on the flat on the backwards pass. And then getting it to the end zone for Watson. There is a flag, so we'll stay here as they sort it out. Right now, this third quarter, you've seen a lot of Christian Watson.
And I believe that's his 4th catch on the night. And offensive coordinator Pat McCann talked about wanting to get him the ball and get him more involved.
There's no foul for unsportsmanlike conduct. Timeout on the field.
Watson came in with 1 touchdown, has 2 here in the third quarter. Fresno State leads. First 2-score lead of the game for Fresno State. CBS Sports celebrates the contributions, achievements, cultural impact of Hispanic and Latinx communities during Hispanic Heritage Month. And Fresno State's home opener against Eastern Washington, that'll be remembered for the first exclusively Spanish language television broadcast in FBS college football history. Let's listen to the voice, play-by-play announcer, Jesse Lozada.
En 2nd y 5, la entrega por el medio, y ahí viene. ¡Eso! ¡Touchdown! Fresno State.
A Gilliam touchdown run sounds fantastic. So congratulations to Fresno State. And again, that was an important, meaningful broadcast. Fresno, one of the most diverse cities in the United States. Through the end zone. 25-yard line for Utah State after this touchdown.
And you often hear about defensive coordinators telling their defense to do their job. And here, Devin Dye, he gets caught out of position, and usually it's because of your eyes. He's playing quarters here where he has the tight end vertical. The corner on the outside is responsible for number 1. He gets his eyes locked in. He's over-aggressive, and Watson is running wide open for the easy touchdown.
So Watson, again, a point of emphasis from offensive coordinator McCann was getting him involved. Well, you can check that off. 2 touchdowns. Briggs out of sideways running and gains 5 on first down. Krishawn Gordon on the stop for Fresno State.
And that's textbook for the way a safety's supposed to run the alley. You see him beat the offensive block from Vaughn and then go low. And you see Briggs running off the field right there because of the hit from Krishawn. Great job of running the alley there.
Utah State utilizes 3 running backs. They bring in Devon Booth for 2nd down. Laga finds the comeback and Royals at the 40-yard line. Snags it. 41. First down, Utah State.
Going fast, but a good job of finding a soft hole in the zone.
Bouncing outside quickly on first down before the chains even set. Devon Booth. Ezra Christensen and Maurice Norris, the 2 that combined to make the first down tackle.
Yeah, we knew that Maurice Norris would be very busy on the outside in tackles. Again, the Aggies trying to attack the edge of the defense, with the Bulldogs doing a great job of setting the edge.
Booth maneuvers to behind the quarterback, setting up this play action. Laga steps into it. Laser beam is caught. Inside the 30, Micah Davis.
A lot of misdirection with the patterns and running away from the leverage of the defensive backs. Davis there able to catch it, transition with it, and pick up a few yards after the catch. I like the way that this Aggie offense is coming out and continuing to be aggressive.
30-yard pickup. This play inside the 30. Laga. Venmo's near side nearly picked as Lane was contacted. Carlton Johnson said he was this close to picking it off.
And he also said, I had enough of these soft, easy throws underneath in the coverage. Cover two, where he's sitting outside, he's reading the route in the stem of that inside receiver. I know that he wished he had that play back, because that's one he's supposed to jump and be running back to the house.
Johnson had that incredible game of 3 interceptions against Arizona State. One of 6 players in the nation with 4 picks coming in. Screen, who's going to catch it?
It's picked off.
That's Bridges.
Tip drill.
It bounced around, but didn't hit the ground. Johnson, the first to touch it for Fresno State.
Interception, first down Fresno State.
Devo Bridges, first career interception.
Preseason All Mountain West, and that's how you retrace as a defensive end. Tip drill, they practice it every day. Ball pops into his lap. Opportunistic defense. They've been opportunistic all year long. Coming away with the first turnover on the night.
Well, Dante, that looked to me that Vaughn and Royals didn't know which one of them was supposed to catch the ball.
It looked like confusion on the outside, and when you create mental errors, when you don't do exactly what you're supposed to do, possibility for turnovers exists. Throw the ball out there, it fumbles around. Devo Bridges is aware, comes away with the first turnover on the night.
This is an important drive as Fresno State has a chance to go up 3 scores. Sherrod on first down, and we might see a good chunk of the ground game. Sherrod, that is his 18th carry. He has over 100 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
And this is red alert for the Aggies defense. After a big turnover, we like to call it on defense sudden change. You really want to get a quick 3 and out to get your offense the ball back. You don't want your defense to be on the field for a long, drawn-out drive.
Watson, the tight end to the left, set the screen to the near side. Gill, who threw the last touchdown pass. That time more traditionally trying to run forward through the tunnel screen. And is tackled shy of the 35, a pickup of just a couple.
And Aggie defense is doing a really good job of flying around. The way to deter teams from running these screens is to retrace from the defensive line position and for the safeties to set the edge and the defensive backs to physically attack the ball carriers.
Junior out of Tracy, California, Logan Fife, 3rd and 6. Four-man rush. Fife, quick delivery. Freeman makes the catch across the 45-yard line. It has a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs.
Good job of Fife trusting his wide out there, and you'll see it. Tafisi just drops a little bit too deep there and allows the receiver underneath for the first down. This is why zone drops for the underneath 4 when you're playing these type of zones are so critical. You want to get set up, read the quarterback, and break. You don't want to be drifting as the ball is coming out of his hand.
Fife double pumps, low throw for Boust. When Fife has time, he's been getting into these receivers. This time he did not have time.
He didn't have time. There was easy, quick pressure from John Ward there, staying away from the helmet, not picking up the personal foul, and forcing the ball out in an incompletion.
It's almost surgical, this offense, when those 3 receivers are going, Brooks, Moss, and Gill. We haven't seen Delana since early in this game when he got hit. Fife flicks, incomplete. Again, Josiah Freeman was the go-to guy, 3rd and long.
And that was another one where the Aggies brought internal pressure, and you can see it on the outside. Trying to go to the right matchup, just a little bit overthrown in the outside of the receiver's frame. We have 3rd and 10 coming up here near midfield. Aggies have been going to a lot of pressure on 3rd down. We'll see if they continue to come with the pressure here or drop in the zone.
Only rush 3 on 3rd and 10. Fife, caught back, tipped, and incomplete. Ike Larson almost made another spectacular defensive play with Eric Brooks the intended target.
A lot of times what makes you a great safety and defensive back is anticipation, awareness, knowing where the sticks is. He sat on the sticks, ran the quarterback, and as a great safety, you want to break 1/3 the distance the ball is in the air. He did a great job of breaking and coming away with the PBU.
You know what I said? Almost made a spectacular defensive play. That was a spectacular defensive play.
You're right.
Didn't pick it off, but did a great job to knock it away. King in the punt. Davis is the returner. Davis tiptoes forward. Catches on the run. Has an alley. 30-yard line. Stays on his feet. And finally ripped down. Took a pile to knock down Charles Remlinger. For Fresno State, the one to make that tackle. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, a full day of college football, starting with some action. Kent State in Eastern Michigan, followed by Troy battling Army and West Point. At 7, it's Wyoming and undefeated Air Force. San Diego State traveling to Hawaii for the nightcap on CBS Sports Network. And that tale of the tape between Wyoming and Air Force. Falcons looking to go 6-0 for the first time in 21 years. But Wyoming last week beat an unbeaten team, Fresno State. And just last week.
One thing about Air Force, they have a dominant defense. Every statistical category in the Mountain West, they're first. Yeah. They fly around, they're physical. They're going to be a tough out this year.
Lagat has to go to work and immediately deep, nearly intercepted, as Zillion Hamilton was really the only one who read that pass. That was intended for Davis.
And he had the easy interception there. He already has one interception on the season, had his first versus Arizona State. Great job of staying with leverage, not panicking, but right there, you just have to come down with that football, cradle it in, just couldn't catch it through the contact with the ground.
Bulldogs with 9 interceptions this season, almost had 10. Hesitation, then acceleration for Faison. Across the 35-yard line. 3rd down. I have a feeling if Utah State will claw back into this one, they've been the comeback kings the last 2 weeks, trailing 17-0 and winning those games. For Fresno State, a different challenge. 3rd and 6. Lagat wants Vaughn, who was hounded. And as Dante says, he was held by Maurice Norris Jr.
Yeah, Vaughn put a move on early. He's one of the quickest players on this Aggie offense. And
Holding. Defense, number 7. 10-yard penalty. The automatic. First down.
And Norris just reached out and grabbed him there. You see it, tried to set him up. He didn't have to do it. He had great position. Just panicked with the ball in the air there. You have to trust yourself and not get too handsy there. It's easy first down for the Aggies.
Well spotted at the 45. This is the area of the field. We've seen it in this game where Utah State tries for those deep balls. Likely the last play of the 3rd. Lagat come back, a long throw to the opposite sideline as Davis beats Hamilton.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
To end the 3rd. Fresno State, Utah State, it's the Bulldogs that win the 3rd quarter, 14-3. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Friday the 13th in October. Yeah, it brings out the spookiness. 3rd quarter controlled by Fresno State with Dante Whitner, Chris Lewis here. So this season, Utah State's been the second half team, but that 3rd quarter, it was all Bulldogs.
Yeah, all Bulldogs, and they're starting to pull away. They're matriculating the ball down the field. They're running it, they're throwing it, and they're finishing in the end zone. And oh, not to mention, they're going into some trick plays.
Geico difference makers. Jalen Royals, once again, a strong game for Utah State. Malik Sherrod is getting it going on the ground for Fresno State. Utah State ball with Lagat finding Lane. Lane has nowhere to go. He's wrestled down immediately. Phoenix Jackson, 8 tackles in this game. Came in with 8 tackles this season.
Walk on in 21. was awarded a scholarship in 2023, and right there, that's a textbook open field tackle.
Got the Scotty in the spring. The guy down the seam. Vaughn! Right on the money! Vaughn! Touchdown! Utah State has fight.
And one thing about this Aggie offense, they have quick strike capabilities. The pump to the outside, the seam up the middle to Vaughn. Just explosive and an accurate throw from the guy.
43 yards. Team that's overcome.
Utah State will take their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
And it looks like Blake Anderson is going to go for the two-point conversion.
Makes sense.
To turn this into a one-score game.
A three-point game. You get this here. A field goal would then tie it. Laga got it right to Vaughn. Now, Utah State being down late does not faze them. 9 comebacks by double digits in 3 seasons with Blake Anderson as the head coach.
And that's how you know that these players truly believe in the system and their coaching staff. There's been multiple games where they've been down big at half and they've clawed their way back in. They believe in their technology, they believe in their philosophy, and they come out and execute in the second half. Huge play and much needed play to get into the end zone.
I mean, that is a key moment, though. A timeout call to get the right two-point conversion play. Of course, you want this play to go right, but you're trailing in the fourth using a timeout is crucial. Phase on the running back. Going for 2. Reversing to Royals. Fakes the throw. Royals runs and gets in for 2. Is there anything he can't do?
No, not tonight. And you see it there. Going to another trick play. And here he faked out the defense. He's supposed to throw it to Lane in the back of the end zone. He decides to keep it. Gets to the pylon. The Aggies down 3 points.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Belfor, the leading disaster recovery partner for businesses and communities. By Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business. And by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be.
Now you're checking this out on the stream, watching this on CBS Sports Network. 28-25, Fresno State with the lead. Utah State scored the most recent touchdown and a two-point conversion, trying to come from behind like they've done the last couple of weeks. We're down 17 points early on against UConn and Colorado State. Trailed by as many as 11 in this game. Jalen Gill on the return. Turns on the Jets. Gill brought down just shy of the 30. Let's take a look at that two-point conversion where Royals faked out a few.
Yeah, Royal did a good job here, but I like the play call. The defense is fast-flowing, and there's one guy that's supposed to be contained there, and everybody else in the secondary is supposed to plaster. So you see Debo Bridges is responsible for Royal on the edge. He gets around Debo Bridges, around Dean Clark, and Azilian Hamilton decides to retreat during the play. He faked out everybody with the fake throw in for the two-point conversion and, you know, cut this Bulldog lead to 3.
Temperatures dropping into the 40s, intensity rising. Fresno State ball, 1st and 10. Logan Fife keeps it. Look at that hole, and the center leading the way. Make that Vava'o the right guard. Tavisi finally brings him down after a pickup of 12.
And this is a huge part of their offense, the quarterback running game. And there, they just took advantage of displacements and vertical seams that were created in the interior offensive line. And Fife did a good job of being decisive, picking up the first down with his legs. They're going to have to maintain the football here in the 4th quarter to knock off some of the clock.
Moss going in motion, but the handoff to Sherrod. moves the pile an extra half a yard and gets a little over 2.
And if you're the Aggie defense, you want to be solid up front. You want to make sure that you continue to penetrate on the defensive line and you have a great tackling game here in the fourth quarter. And if you get the opportunity to punch the football out, you have to take it.
Officially a gain of 3. You can see Fife touched the ground again. He's done that a lot before in the shotgun on a 2nd down and 7. And he's going to work with the throw. Flicks the wrist, unleashes, and caught inside the 40 by Josiah Freeman.
And I tell you what, that's a dangerous ankle right there from Ike Larson. Cover 2, he's responsible for number 1. He doesn't have a really good gauge on where the receiver is, and if he's able to stay up and catch that football, that's a touchdown there.
Freeman, 3 catches, 46 yards, came in on a year 4 for 32. Magdalena left in the first quarter. Dilliam is upended. Anthony Switzer, no gain on the play.
And Switzer has been everywhere tonight. A lot of these interior tackles, setting the edge, and right there just going low, getting the ball carrier the best way you can, nearly causing that ball to come out.
Both teams came in, proud of their defense, forcing turnovers. Utah State had one. See, we got Fife. Is that wiping the hand on the turf? It's always interesting with him in the shotgun.
And they're showing all-out blitz again. Let's see if they come this time. Here they come.
They are here. Low throw, and it's incomplete. Looking for Moss. Setting up the screen, timing it against the blitz. Doesn't work. 3rd down.
It's one of the few incompletions from Fife there. They had the right play call. Whenever you get maximum blitz, you want to get the ball to the outside with a bunch of blockers and allow your skill players to make plays for you. Just a low throw there. They got a 3rd and long here.
Breast cancer awareness game. Bands of pink. 3rd and 10. Fife, quick pass on the wheel around. Sherrod up the sidelines and spins inside the 10. Sherrod caught it and then immediately accelerated for a 1st and goal. There is a flag down.
And boy, is he quick. He can do it all. Catch it, run it out of the backfield, and nearly made another 2 defenders miss and finished in the end zone. Great game from Sherrod tonight.
Sherrod has starred. This penalty flag was thrown at the 44. Around the area of the quarterback.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer with targeting. Defense number 1. Half the distance from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down. The previous play is down to further review.
Anthony Switzer. Remember, he had a play in the first quarter of this game that, Dante, you said that he was fortunate that wasn't called a targeting.
He was very fortunate in that first play in the game. The hit on Magdalena. Yeah. It was helmet, the crown of the helmet to the ear hole. And then there, probably wasn't on purpose there, but you can't hit the quarterback in the head. They're probably going to get him for targeting on this.
Well, this is in the second half, of course. So if it is confirmed targeting, Switzer not only would miss the rest of this game, but he would miss the first half of Utah State's next game against San Jose State on CBS Sports Network.
And he's their 2nd leading tackler. We've seen him all over the field tonight. This is a critical point in the game where you need him on the field. That's a mistake that you can't make there. You can't put yourself in a position where the team might be missing you here in the fourth quarter.
Player who moved from safety to linebacker to help fill a void, and as defensive coordinator Joe Coughlin said, to just help put the best 11 players on the field on a more consistent basis. he had the ability to do it and perhaps has a future at that spot at the next level.
And you see why they like him. He's 6 foot, 210 pounds, pretty undersized to be an outside linebacker, but the speed at which he moves and delivering the blows. He's everywhere on the field. He brings that physicality just there with the quarterback. You can't target.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting.
Good.
Roughing the passer stands. Number 1 may remain in the game. First down, Fresno State.
Anthony Switzer gets to remain in.
And that's critical for the Aggies defense, that Switzer is allowed to stay in this game.
So this was the play I was talking about earlier with Switzer.
Yeah, and that one right there looked like it was almost intentional, and it was crowned to the helmet. The refs missed that one. And this one here, the helmet was knocked back as well. It's very difficult to judge those. The refs did a good job of allowing him to remain in the game.
Tonight's Red Zone is brought to you by Verizon. Perfect so far in the red zone is Fresno State. Fife can't get the edge, cuts it back up the field and meets a trio of Aggies.
Great job of the Aggies being ready for the direct quarterback run game again. Setting the edge, getting off of blocks, disengaging, and the most important, tackling.
Francois comes out on this play. The linebackers for Utah State bringing in a heavier group on 2nd and goal. Handoff, Sherrod stuck. Right around the 3. 3rd and goal. It's such a big play of holding Fresno State to a field goal. Will keep it at a 1-possession game, allow Utah State to go in front with a touchdown. Fresno State able to punch it in. They go up 2 scores.
Critical moment in the game here. The Aggies defense has to stand up. Fresno's thinking they have to punch it into the end zone. You have to be thinking, is Tedford thinking that this is 4-down territory?
They shift Sherrod. Yeah, they shift Sherrod, and then everybody moves. So they try to trick the defense, and you see this often. Instead, you trick yourself, especially by the goal line.
False start. Offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty. No 3rd down.
Totally different situation now here. You see it, they were going to Sherrod with a direct snap. It looked like they were going to use Fife as the lead blocker. We didn't get a chance to see it because of the offensive line movement.
Three wide set, 1 tight end, 3rd and goal. Fife backpedals, floats it high to the near side, incomplete, 4th down.
Ike Larson with the tough coverage there. The nickelback was confused. He was actually supposed to be on this side covering 19 vertically. Ike Larson did a Superman job and took over for the nickel, forcing the incompletion. Great job from the Aggie defense standing up there and holding the Bulldogs to this 3-point conversion attempt.
Dylan Lynch has missed 5 field goals this year. This one from 26. Almost blocked. Of course, Utah State prone to doing that. But Fresno State's Lynch connects to make it a 6-point game. Fresno State still in front. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico. Time to revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by U.S. Army.
Yes, the keys to the games was for Fresno State to have 50 combined completions and runs. Right now, they're on track with 52. And to limit the explosive plays, they haven't done a good job of that, giving up 5 plays of 20 yards or more, and they had to take care of the ball. They did a good job for Utah State taking care of the ball. The tip on the outside wasn't the quarterback's fault. and on defense to put consistent pressure on the quarterback, affect Fife, and they've had 4 sacks tonight.
He's Dante Whitner. I'm Chris Lewis, producer Matthew Kushner, director Andy Friedman. Last 2 champions of the Mountain West, Fresno State last season, Utah State in 2021. 6-point game in the 4th quarter. Terrell Vaughn is back. Lets that one go. Utah State with the ball, down by 6. A chance for another come from behind. They are the comeback kids. 9 double-digit comebacks. This would be 10. They were down as many as 11. If they can finish off this drive with a touchdown and then close out for the win. It's kind of crazy. You talk to Blake Anderson and try to get an explanation, like, why is this team so good coming from behind? And the flip side, why do you always have to come from behind? But even in their championship year in 2021, this was the script. Handoff, Booth sweeping across, shoots back inside, and is taken down. Jason Jacks getting a larger role without Isaiah Johnson for Fresno State, missing another game with an injury.
And Utah State is going to get back up to the line of scrimmage and go hurry up.
Hurry up is what they do. I think that their conditioning helps in the 4th quarter, which is part of the reason for their comebacks. Christensen wallows up Booth. And it's 3rd down.
One thing you want to be careful of if you're the Aggies, you don't want to come out and go too fast, not pick up the 1st down, and just hand the ball right back over to the Bulldogs. You want to make sure that with this 3rd down here, you have your best call play here. You make sure that you execute.
Spreading it out 4 wide, 3rd and 3, slant. Davis drops it through his hands. It was a bit behind him. Carlton Johnson was in coverage, and now it's 4th down.
And it also looked like it had a little heat on it. Lagai threw that one in there. It was behind on the back hip. But Davis is usually and typically comes away with these big catches. That's one that Lagai wish he had back. You would like to lead him, allow him to transition with it, put a move on the safety, and create a bigger play there. That's one that they're going to come back to. That's a major drop in the game.
Freshman kicker Ryan Marks, or freshman punter, I should say. Brooks, the returner. Brooks nearly escapes the pile. It's out near the 40-yard line. Call it the 37. Paul Fitzgerald saves it for Utah State. Fresno State ball. They have the lead with 8:45 left. Coming up next, join our gridiron experts in the studio as they sound off with the latest gameplay action around the nation. Don't miss Inside College Football here on CBS Sports Network. 1-score game in the 4th quarter between conference opponents Fresno State and Utah State in the Mountain West on a Friday night. Some of the New Year's 6 candidates from the group of 5. Of course, the highest ranked group of 5 champion gets a spot in the New Year's 6. Fresno State were unbeaten until last week when Wyoming topped them. Fresno's unbeaten in the Mountain West. And lots to still sort out. Plenty of time left in the season. Run up the middle on 1st down for Logan Fife.
When you get into these types of moments in the game, Fresno State Bulldogs are doing a good job of creating extra offensive gaps on the right side of the offensive line there. And Devin Dye is supposed to come over the top and get into the B gap. Offensive lineman cuts him out of the gap. Fife picks up the 1st down with his legs. Great execution there from the Bulldogs.
Fife this time hands it off, but that mesh point was long and it didn't work. Sherrod is wrestled down.
And that's actually a play where Fife should keep the ball. You see the defensive end crashing down to the outside there or to the inside. He can put his right foot in the ground, use the block from his right guard, and get vertical. Great job of the Aggies getting Fife on the ground there, creating this 2nd and long here.
2nd down and 12 to go. Fife, screen, dropped, and then into the hands of Moss. Second time we've seen that in and out of the hands of the receiver from Menlo Park, California.
And again, they went to an all-out zero blitz, and you've seen Ike Larson there, physical, unloading on the receiver. And the awareness that he plays with, the ill intentions, I'm really liking his game.
As Joe Coffin says, Ike Larson, he has it. 3rd and 12. Fife for Sherrod. Can he cut it up? Not enough. To the 49. Still well shy of the first. 4th down, plus territory, and it looks like the punt unit coming on for the Bulldogs.
Great job playing with leverage in the secondary, allowing the interior defenders to rally to the football. And that play there from the offense is called a swing screen. You're trying to get the halfback out into the flat, away from the defense, and then use his ability to gauge where to go with the ball. Great job of the Aggies rallying to the ball and getting it back.
Davis ready to return it. It looks like Utah State's going to come with a punt block attempt against King. They rush. Larson almost got there. But instead, Davis, he'll take this from the 2. Davis dancing down the sideline. How close was Larson to blocking that one? In fact, he's still on the ground as he fully extended to block his 6th career kick.
And that's what happens when you sell out for the block punt. You'll see him coming from the left side of the screen. He didn't really have a chance, but he gave full effort. Hopefully he's okay.
Utah State with the ball, down by 6. So a touchdown and then an extra point can give them the lead. Take a look at the last 4 possessions. Not exactly the high-flying offense that's top 15 in the nation. That could all be a race. Cooper Legat. Right now, technically the backup for McKay Hillstead. The true freshman Hillstead got hurt a couple of weeks ago. Legat, who was the season starter for Utah State. From the 15. Oh, high snap. He somehow grabs it, reverses field, gets positive yards, and then some. Slides right before the sticks in front of Cameron Braca.
Does a good job of attacking the contain of the Bulldogs defense. And you saw Stephen Comstock like a missile from the opposite side of the field, where he could have picked up more yards with his legs.
They ruled a yard shy of the first, so Faison again reverses course. What is this, an obstacle course at Maverick Stadium? First down, Utah State.
They're doing a good job of not going down with the first contact. And this was one of the big things coming into the game. They have 3 backs. They kind of hide back there behind that big offensive line, and they're very slippery in the open field.
Royals slants, caught, stays up. Royals to the 38.5. 39's the first down.
And that's a great job of just fighting for the extra yards there, breaking the tackle from Azilian Hamilton and fighting for those extra yards. Put them in a 2nd and short. Potentially, they could take a shot downfield here.
Play caller's dream, but Legat drops it again. This has been a wacky drive. So Legat goes deep. Vaughn catches it inside the 25. Are you serious?
Usually on 2nd and 1, offensive coordinators view this as a waist down. I figured they'd take a shot. Vaughn able to get behind the defense, offensive line, protection, and a great accurate throw on the sideline, putting the Aggies in the red zone, potentially trying to go ahead with the go-ahead touchdown.
I mean, what is this? That's a 39-yard pass. He dropped it. Legat hands it off. What a juke! Faison stays up. Faison dives. He gets in. Touchdown, Utah State, and they're an extra point away from taking the lead.
Defensive coordinator Kevin Coyle and head coach Jeff Tedford was more worried about the 3 backs that this Aggies team has. They like to spread you out, create creases vertically. Faison in for the touchdown.
Remember 2 weeks ago, it was UConn that tied the game in the fourth quarter against Utah State. The Aggies blocked the extra point. So extra points not a given. This time it's Nimrod who nails it. Utah State in front. 4:42 to go in the fourth. Lagat dropped the ball twice on that drive. Booth ran around, and finally it's paid off with the touchdown.
You see Faison, ooh, excuse me, into the end zone. That was a critical run there. Take a look at it, was able to dive into the end zone, and you see the long pass with the outside double move there from Vaughn, and the accurate, just beautiful throw over the shoulder, which allowed him to get into the red zone. Quick strike from the Aggies.
It's Friday night in the Mountain West on CBS Sports Network. How do you like it?
I love it.
Utah State now leads. Fresno State has all the time. 4:42 left. Their backup quarterback, Logan Fife, for an injured Mikey Keene. Has a chance to have his moments.
You see this crowd is rocking with that quick strike ability from the Aggie offense. Let's see if the Bulldogs can put a drive together.
Gills had a couple of good returns for Fresno State, and he gets past the 25-yard line, but shy of the 30. Here comes Logan Fife in the 5-1 Fresno State Bulldogs. Started the year 5-0. Had a loss 7,220 feet above sea level at Wyoming last week. Another game in altitude against a completely different style of opponents. Jeff Tedford, his team won the Mountain West last year. The defending champs looking to avoid their second straight conference loss.
For the Bulldogs offense, you're going to come out and get into a rhythm. You want to run the football. Quick throws for your quarterback. Pick up first downs and control the football here.
Fife dropped by Brooks. Tafisi was right behind him.
He was looking to make a move before he brought the ball in and secured it. Found the right guy. Soft spot in the zone. Tafisi does a good job of stripping it out of there. Usually Eric Brooks is very short-handed. And again, they're going to come out in a spread formation.
From the 28, Fife guns, Moss catches past the 45-yard line. Tafisi topples him. That's a pitch and catch that Fresno State needed for a first down.
They were playing zone to that side of the defense, and you see Fife move the underneath defender with his eyes and throw a great ball in there to Jalen Moss for the big first down. They're around midfield. This is the shot zone. Look for him taking a shot downfield.
Fife using the cadence, then looks back to the sideline.
Josiah Freeman, one-on-one at the top of the screen.
Option pitch, Sherrod gets through the initial surge, keeps on his feet, finally taken down hard by Switzer. Solid gain on first down of 8.
Very solid gain on first down. Quarterback option gain, gets it out to Sherrod with the quick pitch and nearly breaks another tackle.
On 2nd and 2, Fife, one stop of the screen. Johnson, make that Freeman. Freeman makes the catch at the 15-yard line. Michael Onyanwu in the coverage.
And that's a good job of throwing the corner by, going up and plucking it with the hands. I thought that they would go to Freeman on the play before because of the same coverage look. Came back to him, came down with a big completion. They're knocking on the door of the red zone here. This has been a high action-packed fourth quarter.
Now here, the clock is your friend if you're Fresno State, and then Utah State with the early movements. And you're in range here for a field goal to take the lead.
Feel like we're going to get encroachment.
Offside with contact. Defense, number 44. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Bo Miley.
Fife doing a really good job of utilizing the hard count. Picking up that easy 5 yards. It's a gimme there. Can expect them to keep the ball on the ground here. Try to knock off some of the time.
And that's really interesting because now that penalty allows that play clock reset. With the clock winding, the game clock continues to reset. So Fresno State could take their time here. That's a costly penalty.
As they should take their time.
Sherrod has another crease, stiff arm, slips through, and scores! Touchdown, Fresno State. Bulldogs back in front in a roller coaster.
And you have to wonder there if that was designed from the Aggies defense. Sometimes in the red zone here, you want to allow them to go in and score, act like you're trying to make the tackle, because they could have potentially ran the clock all the way down and kicked the last-second field goal. So you have to think that the Aggies allowed that touchdown there.
Swinging gate look. Now, it would make sense for Fresno State to just go for two.
We'll take their first charge time out of the half. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, going for two would make it a 7-point game, a full touchdown plus extra points. So I would be surprised here if they do anything else.
Yeah, 5 points isn't going to cut it. Just a touchdown will put you up 1 point. So I would think that they have to go for the 2-point conversion here.
And it's an important 2-point conversion because there's still 2:19 left. That's plenty of time. And we know how fast that Utah State can work.
Absolutely, and you have to expect that they're going to get out, go into a spread offense, and they're going to get into the red zone, potentially scoring a touchdown. So this is a very critical 2-point conversion here.
You have Logan Fife, there's Jeff Tedford, who's a more mobile, running type of quarterback, although, again, he's not out here running traditional options, but does have wheels. And Mikey Keene, more of your traditional, although he has mobility in the pocket, but doesn't run as much as Fife. You wonder if they'll use the mobility on the 2-point conversion attempts.
And B, prepare for Sherrod receiving a direct snap. The play that they had a penalty on the last time they were in the red zone.
Yes.
They've had a lot of success this year with a direct snap to Sherrod or Gilliam. You'd have to think that they would try it here.
Fresno State going for two. Break it quickly. Fife calls for it. Throws it quick to the side for Brooks. No. Incomplete flag, though. That came in late.
Fife rushed that. Eric Brooks was wide open on the breakout. If you just relax, throw an accurate football.
Offense, number 19. That penalty decline. Try was no good.
Well, that explains it. That's why he was wide open. The pick at the line of scrimmage. We saw one earlier where it happened directly at the line of scrimmage. They allowed it. There, he was too far downfield. Makes for an interesting finish here.
5-point lead. Again, that makes you nervous if you're on the Fresno State side. Leaves the door open for the touchdown for Utah State to go back in front.
And I don't know if I would want this game to come down to anything else. You have this Fresno State defense who's second in every defensive statistical category in the Mountain West. And then you have this high-powered Utah State offense is averaging 38 points a game. Let's see who's going to perform better. Is it going to be the Aggies on offense or the Bulldogs defense going to step up for the big game?
Two teams that have spent 33 years as league foes in 3 different conferences. Mountain West, the Big West, and the WAC. This 33rd meeting has been special. Lynch kicks off. Haven't had many returns from Vaughn in this game. That got out of the end zone for a touchback. 2:19 to go. 2 timeouts for Utah State. Team that does not have to turn in a different gear for a no-huddle, hurry-up offense. That's their neutral gear.
And once you get under 2 minutes, every first down, the clock stops.
Yep.
So they have plenty of time here with 2:19, two timeouts. Let's see if they push the ball downfield.
Senior from Orem, Utah, Cooper Lagai. He's a 6-time state champion in Orem, Utah. Different sports. Has a chance for a huge moment against Fresno State. His first down pass is knocked down by Devo Bridges.
And the Bulldog defense had it sniffed out. He was trying to ground the football there because their interior defensive tackles took the back that we're trying to throw the screen to. Here, you have to push the ball downfield, all 4 down territory.
Low snap again. Lagai handles, rolls out, elects to run. Tripped up, shy of the 30. Raymond Scott makes the tackle. 3rd down, Utah State.
Good job of Scott running the alley. The secondary, great coverage in the back end. 3rd and 5 here. Got a lot of room to the top of the screen up there, one-on-one.
Lagai looking that way for Royals, back shoulder, tipped and incomplete. 4th down and 5 upcoming. Hamilton got a piece of it.
Zillion Hamilton had the game in his hands right there. This is the 2nd interception that he could have came away with. You have to pull that in. You have to squeeze it tightly and finish the football game there. Utah State is going to go for it here in their own territory. 4th down.
No real choice here. 2 timeouts still left. 4th down and 5. That's Vaughn in motion. Lagai gets a 3-man rush. Lane gets the catch over the middle. That is a first down. All you needed was a part of the 35-yard line. It was off of a touchback, so as long as that nose of the football crosses the 35, it's a first down. They spot it to 36. Clock stops under 2 minutes on a first down until they reset. Lagai on a comeback. Vaughn slides through a couple, and he's right at the 46-yard line, which was the first down spot.
And the Bulldogs are on a prevent defense, 3-man rush, allowing the easy throws underneath. They don't want to give up the explosive behind them.
They did not give him the first down. 2nd and 1. That throws wide for Vaughn. Stops the clock. 1:17 left. 3rd down and 1.
And this is a play here where you have to expect some type of run, quarterback run, to pick up the first down to get a new set of downs. Let's see what they elect to go with.
The running back is Booth. Just 3 players at the line of scrimmage. Now the linebackers for Fresno State pinch in. 3rd and 1. They do run it to get the first down. Booth has more. Right down the hash marks into plus territory before he's brought down by the 43.
I like that call there. Getting a new set of downs. Still with the spread offense, and you have the Bulldogs in prevent defense trying to force the ball underneath.
Lagai is blitzed, escapes it, keeps running, needs the sideline, and does get out of bounds. Taking a sack there would have been devastating. It would have forced Utah State to likely call a timeout.
Great job playing Houdini there. You see Devo Bridges approaching to his blind side. He steps up, avoids the sack, and picks up positive yardage instead of a sack. You can't take a sack in these 2-minute situations.
Gain 1, got out of bounds. Can catch your breath, both on offense and defense. Royals out wide, top of the screen. Bottom of the screen, it's Micah Davis.
I feel like they're going to have man underneath with 2 deep high safeties behind.
Well, that's a timeout, Utah State.
We'll take their 2nd charge, timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
So to use a timeout with the clock stopped, that's a tough one.
Yes, that's critical. That can't happen. You have to get a play off. You can't waste a timeout in that situation.
Now, I did mention catching your breath. How does the exhaustion play a factor in the 4th quarter? High speed, high tempo. In that mechanic there, I imagine it's a little bit tougher when you're tired.
It's very difficult for a defense. And have you ever heard the old saying that fatigue makes a coward of us all.
I've heard it.
That happens for football players as well. It's hard to get out the communication when you're gasping for air. And this Utah State offense has been hurry up for majority of the game. You have to think that the Bulldogs defense is starting to wear down, but this is where mental toughness kicks in. Which side of the ball is going to be more mentally tough? We'll see here in this last minute.
2nd down and 9. Lagat has a clean pocket. Guns it, and it's blocked. What an interception by Maurice Norris Jr. He snagged that in the air over the middle. He is special. The local guy for Fresno.
And that is an absolute great play. And what allows him to go underneath and make this play and not have to worry about the receiver running past him is the 2 safeties playing high and wide. They tell the inside corner to play trail technique. You basically want to let that receiver get in front of you. You trail.
After the play, a sportsmanlike conduct. Number 2, Fresno State, 15-yard penalty. That's his first sportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
After the receiver makes his break, you get your eyes back around and you go up and pluck the football. That was a great play from Norris and ending this ball game.
So doing the math here, not to do a Mario Crystal ball by any means, but 55 seconds, 1 timeout for Utah State. So Fresno State, in theory, can't kneel the entire clock out, but they could kneel most of it out. And if the quarterback backpedals a couple of steps to let around like 15 seconds evaporate from the clock in those plays, they can get it. So again, that was all the story this past week on how to manage these late game situations. And you can see the victory formation on. Oh, excuse me, yeah, with 1 timeout, they can't do it. 2 timeouts, it would have been the case. So that's my bad on that one. So yeah, you kneel on the ball. They used that extra timeout when the clock was stopped. And now you can kneel on it, end the game.
Utah State.
And that's exactly what's happening here.
Final timeout of the
And
half.
this was just a great pick.
30 seconds.
You see Norris come underneath at the last moment, knowing that he was protected with the deep, high safeties, and then the hands, the ball skills. He does it all for this defense. Going into the game, we said that he would be a big key to stopping this Aggie offense, and right there, he seals the victory with the big interception right there.
Yeah, how about Maurice Norris Jr.? That nickel spot is such a important position on that defense. The amount of skills that you need to have to be an important player in the run support, be able to blitz and make plays in coverage, goes full extension to make an incredible play. And Logan Fife, how about Logan in Logan? Getting the win in his first start this season. Great game for Logan Fife. Throws for 291 yards and a touchdown. And it's Fresno State and Coach Jeff Tedford back in the win column against a tough Utah State team on the road.
And this is the best formation in football. If you're on the winning side, victory formation is the best formation in football, and Coach Jeff Tedford has to be excited about the way that his team fought, started fast, and finished strong here in the 4th quarter.
So it is Fresno State holds on 37-32 in a wild one on Friday the 13th in the Mountain West. Fresno State now 6-1. Get their 2nd conference win. And they don't have to leave the state of California the rest of the season, in the regular season. Take a look at the Mountain West standings. Fresno State gets their 2nd win. Air Force and Wyoming, they go head-to-head tomorrow on CBS Sports Network, so one of those teams will pick up a loss.
But all in all, Utah State is still in it. It's early in the Mountain West season. They're going to need some help from some other teams, but those top 4 or 5 teams are all vowing for the Mountain West Championship.
Dante, was a fun one. Final score 37-32. Fresno State holds on. For Dante Whitner and our entire crew, I'm Chris Lewis. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Now let's send it to the New York studio. Brent Stover and the crew standing by inside college football. So long from Logan.